What's cracking? How's everybody doing, man? How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing, man? How is everyone doing? We are in the building, man. Salute to D from Boston, Irish Goon, KBA Killer, Nick Colati, Amazing Gracious Grace. What's happening? How's everybody doing? Man, we got a great show for you guys tonight, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't lie to you, man. I wouldn't lie to you, man. You got a great show tonight. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I wouldn't lie to you, man. I wouldn't lie to you, man. Let's just get 100 likes tonight, man. So I can drop the link. Let's get 100 likes, man. 100 likes, man. All mods, all my deacons, man. Go ahead, lock the doors, deacons. Lock the doors. Lock the doors, deacons. Lock the doors. Uh, Lock the doors. Lock the doors. Mm. So let's get into it. Everyone hit the like button, man. We need 100 total likes tonight, man. Just drop the link, man. 100 likes tonight to drop the link, man.
Well, thousands of families in Chatham have meals to put on their table this Easter. Discover Financial Services Shine Bright Community Center hosted its 9th annual food giveaway. Members of the community got a free ham and groceries, as well as gift cards to pick up some extra. In all, volunteers handed out about 2,500 hams. The goal is to help families offset the rising price of groceries, which have spiked nearly 24% over the past 4 years. The same Chicago nonprofit that helps families out around Christmas time hosted a spring giveaway today. Christmas in the Wards brought plenty of kids' clothing, diapers, wipes, toys, and much more to Kennedy King College. They say the goal of the spring giveaway is to uplift communities in the face of rising costs and dwindling savings.
Love and generosity don't follow a calendar. So when we have Christmas and Easter, all it is generosity, and generosity is welcome any time of the year.
Christmas in the Wards.
Animal rights groups have started to push the Atlanta City Council to ban recreational horses from the city. That's after the death of a horse in Midtown Sunday. The Georgia Animal Rights and Protection Group says both carriage horses and private citizens riding the horses in town should be stopped. Fox 5's Alexa Liaco is live downtown with more on this effort. Alexa.
Hey.
Well, Deidre, the horse that died collapsed right here in front of an ATM and a bank on a busy downtown street right here at Peachtree and MLK. And animal rights activists say now is the time for city council to act.
Nah, man. Niggas, just give your horses some water and food, nigga. Treat your horses right, niggas. Give your horses some water and food. It's just like your car need gas, your horse need water and food. Niggas, just give them some pamphlets. Give these niggas some pamphlets on how to hydrate your horses and shit.
So something like this doesn't happen again.
Horses just don't belong on the streets of Atlanta, period.
Julie Robertson of the Georgia Animal Rights and Protection Group has spent hours documenting what she sees as a growing trend, horses running through traffic in downtown Atlanta.
Hey, listen, I get it. That's a big-ass, strong-ass beast, right? And niggas ain't responsible enough to have that big ass, strong ass beast in public. The horse gonna kick somebody. Horse gonna run wild and be running through the city wild. I get that. But for this reason, because a horse died, that she's trying to make it so they can't ride horses no more because a horse died in downtown Atlanta, I don't think that's a good enough reason.
And now watch, they're going to just weave straight through traffic, just taking over the streets.
So when she heard a horse collapsed and died in downtown over the weekend,
it's sad, but I wasn't surprised.
Not surprised because she's seen other situations like this. Horses are being put at risk for injury or death, and these moments are why her organization is renewing its call to the Atlanta City Council to ban horses, both carriage horses and those owned by private citizens, from Atlanta streets. She says they're a danger to themselves and the public.
When a horse spooks, a horse will just go in any direction. The horse could easily jump in front of a car.
GARP has worked with the City Council on a recreational horse ban in the past year, but it did not come to fruition. But Robertson hopes this latest loss will inspire action for everyone's safety.
Let's do something before a citizen of Atlanta gets hurt or killed.
And at this point, we are still waiting to confirm if the owner of the horse who collapsed and died here will face any charges. Live in downtown Atlanta, Alexa Liaco, Fox 5 News.
We have breaking news in Newton County. 2 people are dead, 1 critically hurt in shootings at 2 different scenes. The manhunt for the suspected shooter ended in South Carolina.
Yeah, all of this started inside a Walmart on Salem Road in Covington. It then continued at a home about 2 miles away. And Good Day's Mark Teichner is live for us in Newton County. And Mark, this all happened as workers were just stocking the shelves, doing their jobs.
And they were all workers who were involved in all of this. I'm going to step out. We are at the second location, that home, where a female, a Walmart employee who's been identified by family friends as being a 22-year-old, and those family friends telling us the girlfriend of the alleged shooter was shot and killed. But it actually started at the Walmart on Salem Road, about 2 miles from our particular location, about 1:30 in the morning. That's where, according to sheriff investigators, a male employee who was working during the overnight hours, the store was closed at the time, went out of the store, got a gun from his car, went back into the store and shot and killed a male coworker. He then, allegedly as he was leaving, shot another male coworker, critically injuring him before he came to the location where we are right now and shot and killed this 22-year-old female co-worker as well. Now, all of these folks, again, were acquaintances, according to the sheriff's investigators. They knew each other, but after the shooting took place, the gunman then apparently fled out of state, according to investigators, and he was captured in South Carolina, in Aiken, South Carolina. And as you can imagine, the folks from the Newton County Sheriff's Office are extremely appreciative of the effort that it was to bring this man to justice.
We appreciate the help from Georgia State Patrol, South Carolina State Patrol, the Covington Police Department, and we had South Carolina State Patrol and the Sheriff's Office from South Carolina.
Yeah, the Walmart, though, remains closed at this point. Told it might open up later on in the day.
So this was domestic, man. Domestic shit can happen to anybody, man. I mean, any races, all races do the domestic shit. This is, I mean, it's some nigga shit, but it's much more domestic than some nigga shit. I feel sorry for the girl, man. I wonder what happened. I wonder if it was a love triangle or something like that. She was messing around with the guy, and the guy, or the guy, spilled the beans or something. You never know. Like, listen, when you're young, you're crazy, man. I was young. Oh my God. When I was young, it's the things I didn't do, I'm so happy for. But the only reason I didn't do them is because I was scared of getting caught. I didn't want to do forever in prison. But yeah, I wanted to do all these same things at one time or another. We all wanted to kill one of our girlfriends. I mean, you haven't been alive if you haven't wanted to kill one of your girlfriends. And it's likewise with the woman. A lot of women, y'all have wanted to kill your boyfriend, or you wanted to kill your husband. We all know that. We're not even going to sit here and play, man. We're not even going to sit here and play around, man. Salute to Miguel Wano. He says, "Go in, my Negro." Yeah, man, we going in tonight, man. All these people lying, acting like they never felt like killing their significant other. Stop lying. You know you thought about it. Stop it. All these people in here, stop it. Just stop it. Stop. You know damn well you wanted to kill your significant other at one point or another. We all have. No, this is a judgment-free zone. I'm not judging you. Let's do a poll right quick, man. Let's do the poll, man. Like, let's keep it a buck, man.
But that is the latest from the scene here in Newton County. Back to you guys in the studio.
Developments in the last couple of minutes. Mark, thanks so much.
I sat with my lifeless daughter body on that floor for over 30 minutes, almost about 40 minutes. I sat there.
Tonight, a devastated mother in Newton County wants answers from police after her daughter was shot and killed right in front of her.
19-year-old Akilah Clark is one of 3 people shot by a Walmart co-worker on Friday morning. Clark and another co-worker died. The third co-worker is in critical condition tonight. Fox 5's Alexa Liaco is live in Covington now with the plea from the victim's family. Alexa?
They're absolutely devastated. They want to know why it took police more than half an hour, they say, to get from here, this Walmart location, to their home, just about 1 mile up the road from here, and how the shooter could evade police enough to cross state lines and stay out of custody for hours.
Hey, man, that's the questions they have. That's odd, man. That's the questions you got. You don't got no other questions, man? That's a little odd to be like asking those questions, man. The next day and shit. Like, they gotta be more like, yo, why'd this nigga do it? Why'd he do it? What did she have to do with why he did it? What did the other people involved that got killed, what did they have to do with it? What was it over? What are these niggas asking questions about?
Covington now with the plea from the victim's family. Alexa?
They're absolutely devastated. They want to know why it took police more than half an hour, they say, to get from here, this Walmart location, to their home, just about 1 mile up the road from here, and how the shooter could evade police enough to cross state lines and stay out of custody for hours.
I'm in shock right now. My mind is all over the place because I literally witnessed my child being murdered in front of my eyes.
It was just after 1 a.m. Friday when Samantha Clark's daughter Akilah rushed into her room.
She said, call the police.
Akilah said her coworker Dwayne was coming to their house, and moments later,
he kicked the door in, and then she said, stop. She did this, and she said, Mommy. And she said, stop. And I proceeded to run, and he just started firing about 7 to 8 shots. She fell on the ground.
The Newton County Sheriff's Office says Akilah Clark was killed after Dwayne Uda shot 2 other co-workers at the Walmart they all worked at in Covington.
Mr. Uda left the store, retrieved a handgun, re-entered the store, located a Mr. Khalif Barksdale, age 21 of Covington, and shot that gentleman. He then went up a couple more aisles. He located Ryan Bradley, age 29 of Covington, and shot that gentleman.
Ryan Bradley is in critical condition in the hospital. And after the shooter left the Clarks home, police say he fled to South Carolina.
South Carolina State Patrol located the gentleman. He then shot himself.
At this point, the motive for these shootings is still unclear. Uda will be booked into jail here in Newton County as soon as he's released from the hospital. As for the Clarks, they're just trying to answer how and why their daughter is gone.
No parent deserves this. Like, this is your home supposed to be a safe place. It's not like she was at work or she was outside on the streets. This is her home.
And Clark's family says they plan to honor her life in the coming days with a balloon release. Her mom says Akilah always believed you could talk to those up in heaven by writing them a note and attaching it to a balloon, so that's what they want to do for her. Now, as for that shooter, the police say if he does survive, he will face a very long list of charges. Live in Newton County, Alexa Liacco, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, all right, Alexa, thanks. And let's turn our attention.
Now on News Edge, we turn to spring break. This week, thousands of students across Metro Atlanta are out of school.
And tonight, the chief of Panama City Beach's police department has a message for Metro Atlanta parents. News Edge reporter Rob D'Arienzo joins us here in.
Uh-oh. You know what that message is? Teach your kids some fucking home training. Have your kids scared of you. Parent your kids. How about that? Parent your kids, man, so that they're scared of you, and then we don't have to have contact with them, and we don't have to put your kids in prison, and we don't have to arrest your kids, and we don't have to come in contact with your kids. Salute to S Freak, man. He says, salute to the greatest channel around. Thank you very much. Gouch Malo says, salute, Op. You've been on fire all week. The chat has kept up with you. Best ever. Yeah, salute to the chat, man. The best chat ever.
In studio.
So, Rob, specifically, what kind of issues are we talking about here?
Hey there, guys. Good evening to you both. Well, Panama City PD's chief says some of the spring breakers from Metro Atlanta are giving them some big problems, specifically gun violence. He says these aren't college students they're dealing with, but high schoolers. Some of them as...
Think about that, man. Did you hear what this guy said? Did you hear what he said?
Reporter Rob D'Arienzo joins us here in studio.
So, Rob, specifically, what kind of issues are we talking about here?
Hey there, guys. Good evening to you both. Well, Panama City PD's chief says some of the spring breakers from Metro Atlanta are giving them some big problems, specifically gun violence. He says these aren't college students they're dealing with, but high schoolers. Some of them
joins us here in studio.
So, Rob, specifically, what kind of issues are we talking about here?
Hey there, guys. Good evening to you both. Well, Panama City PD's chief says some of the spring breakers from Metro Atlanta are giving them some big problems, specifically gun violence. He says these aren't college students they're dealing with, but high schoolers, some of them as young as 14. The chief wanted to get on Fox 5 to share a series.
Oh my God. And the only bully I've heard the black community talk about this year is fucking Austin Metcalf. Can you believe that? That's the only fucking bully I heard this community talk about. You got 14-year-olds terrorizing spring break in another state. And the only bully we've heard about from the black community this year is Austin Metcalf.
Serious warning to parents.
We are inundated with high school
spring breakers from the Georgia, Atlanta metro area.
Spring Break 2025 has been something the police chief in Panama City Beach, Florida, has been dreading. He says drunk and unruly teens from Georgia and Alabama have swarmed the beach town.
It happens every single year. I have to make a phone call, and they're going to have to come down here and either go to the hospital, go to jail, or go to the medical examiner's office and retrieve their child.
This year, he's promising zero tolerance and strict enforcement. That will include a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., along with checkpoints, bag checks, and beach closures.
Gun violence and spring break, unfortunately, have come hand in hand.
Just this week, he says a 15-year-old from Columbus, Georgia, accidentally shot himself in the leg. As these crowds seem to get younger and younger by the year, the chief has this warning for Georgia parents.
The parents in Georgia, if you're sending your kids down here unaccompanied, right, and you have any even remote issue or thought that they are not ready to go on vacation by themselves, call them back or do not let them come.
What parent lets their 14-year-old go on vacation by themselves, unaccompanied? What parent, let alone what community of parents, because he says there's a bunch of them down there. What community of parents lets a 14-year-old who probably hasn't done shit in school, who probably isn't like active in the community, they volunteering and shit at the fucking old folks home, nigga fucking up in school, nigga not following the rules around the house, hanging out in the street with other fucking knuckleheads. And your reward for that is, yeah, go to another state unaccompanied.
Are thought that they are not ready to go on vacation by themselves, call them back or do not let them come.
In Panama City Beach, the chief says it won't be as simple as come on vacation and leave on probation. They promise to hand out $500 fines and rides to the jail.
We are a welcoming town, but our patience is definitely not that much right now.
And so far this spring break, the chief tells me they've made about 700 arrests and citations.
$500 citations. He acts like that's some deterrent. All them niggas gonna say is, we looked at the data and the majority of the citations have been given to black parents. And the only thing that can explain that is
They didn't have the specific amount of Georgia residents that included, and it is only Tuesday, guys, so it could be a pretty long week ahead.
Yeah, just surprising that this is this big of an issue that he would take the time to send this message directly here to our area.
Yeah, and the fact that they're so young, again, 14, 15 years old. I wasn't going on spring break that young, so.
Yeah, hopefully not getting a $500 fine either.
Yeah.
No, I was a good boy.
There you go.
Good. We knew that.
Yes.
We have your first look at the suspect who investigators say robbed several fast food restaurants in metro Atlanta over the last 2 days, then caused a deadly crash in Buckhead as police chased them.
Fox 5's Tyler Fingert is live where that crash happened at the intersection of Peachtree and Piedmont with new details we're learning tonight. Tyler?
Yeah, Russ, good evening to you. This is such a tragic story. You can actually see where one of those vehicles came to a rest last night and some of the debris that is still here. The Georgia State Patrol says the suspect, who is wanted for multiple robberies, crashed into and killed an innocent driver while being chased by police. This is the aftermath of a police pursuit in Buckhead Monday night. Two vehicles turned into mangled messes after a suspect wanted in a string of robberies at local fast food restaurants was chased by Atlanta police. This is the aftermath of a police pursuit in Buckhead Monday night. 2 vehicles turned into mangled messes after a suspect wanted in a string of robberies at local fast food restaurants was chased by Atlanta police after spotting his car. That pursuit ended around 9:30 when the Georgia State Patrol says he ran a red light and struck a vehicle.
I heard a pretty violent noise. I was wondering what it was, and then saw the police cars leaving the station.
An innocent driver was killed and has been identified by the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office as 26-year-old Richard Wells Jr. from Highland Mills, New York. DeKalb County police say the wreck at the intersection of Peachtree and Piedmont Roads happened less than an hour after the suspect robbed the Chick-fil-A on Decatur Village Way off of Scott Boulevard. Police say he pepper-sprayed employees, then stole
Richard.
the cash drawer. Sandy Springs police say the suspect did the exact same thing Sunday night at a McDonald's on Roswell Road after ordering fries and water.
The cashier came up to take the money, the transaction. The suspect pepper sprayed the victim, the cashier, and grabbed the cash drawer and fled the scene.
Sandy Springs police identified the suspect as Centario Barnwell. The agency is one of at least 4 involved in the case.
Centario Barnwell.
After the robbery in Sandy Springs, investigators issued a bolo for him. They say they had him on video in a stolen gray Volkswagen Jetta. Investigators say the suspect's car had been used in at least 3 robberies since Sunday, 2 in DeKalb and 1 in Sandy Springs.
We don't often see that where pepper spray is used and reaching in through the window and grabbing the cash drawer. Unusual, but it's happened several times in the metro Atlanta area.
And medics rushed Barnwell to the hospital. We're told he is in custody, but at this point it's unclear if he has actually been booked into jail. We are live in Buckhead tonight. Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
What started with gunfire at a quiet apartment complex in Marietta ended with a police chase and a crash.
Fox 5's Allie Levine is at Marietta Police Headquarters now. Allie, do we know what led to the shooting?
Well, Courtney, that is the question that investigators and residents of the Lakeside Town Center apartments here in Marietta have been asking really for much of the night. Here's what we do know today. 6 men have been arrested. 2 others are injured. 4 guns were confiscated and dozens of shell casings were found at the scene after this late night Marietta shooting.
I'm a little upset because my kids were home.
Following a night filled with gunfire, the light of day revealing little about motive.
Just like you, we have more questions than we have answers this morning.
We find out this is a gated community. This is a fucking gated community. Every now and then, I wonder if them gates was put up to keep crime out or keep our ass in.
About motive.
Just like you, we have more questions than we have answers this morning.
What was the purpose? Because you could have killed anybody.
Naima Mahoney and her kids have called the Lakeside Town Center apartments home for nearly 2 years. She was at work when gunshots rang.
Her and her kids. Her and her kids. Did you hear that? Her and her kids. So they letting these single mothers move up in this motherfucker. They letting these single mamas move up in this bitch. The Lakeside at Town Center. Uh-oh.
Anybody.
Naima Mahoney and her kids have called the Lakeside Town Center apartments home for nearly 2 years. She was at work when gunshots rang out around 10 o'clock Wednesday night.
When I came home around midnight, a little bit after midnight, I saw the cops' light.
Cars and apartments caught in the crossfire. 2 men were shot and showed up at Kennestone Hospital for treatment. At the request of Marietta PD, we are not identifying those men.
Simply because we don't know if there's still an intent to harm them.
Callers described a black BMW leaving the scene. Police caught up with that car just before the driver lost control and hit a power pole at the intersection of Polk Street and Mountain View Road. Inside, police found 6 men, 3 handguns, and a rifle.
Black and brown.
Those arrested.
The Black and Brown Coalition, yo.
Are between the ages of 18 and 23. All are from the area. None live in this complex.
We want to hold all of these individuals accountable. That's where we really need the public's help.
As police investigate what happened and why, Mahoney awaits answers. Until she gets them, the mother sharing a message with those involved.
A kid could have been outside. You could have killed anybody. I'm sure it could have been resolved without gun violence being
I don't know about that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Who thinks that she agrees that Carmelo Anthony was right for stabbing Austin Metcalf? Press 1 if you think that she agrees with that.
As police investigate what happened and why, Mahoney awaits answers. Until she gets them, the mother sharing a message with those involved.
A kid could have been outside. You could have killed anybody. I'm sure it could have been resolved without gun violence being involved in it.
All 6 suspects are charged with felony aggravated assault with intent to murder and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. Police are really asking for the public's help trying to figure out what happened and, more importantly, why with this one. If you have any information at all, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. You can find that number on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Marietta PD also has an app where you can report information anonymously. Live in Marietta, Allie Levine, Fox 5 News.
Allie, thanks for the latest there.
Guzman walked out of the Clayton County Jail on March 27th, and today U.S. Marshals arrested him in Florida. Fox 5's Allie Levine joins us from the Clayton County Jail. Allie, what do those impacted by Guzman's crimes have to say about this whole ordeal?
Well, Courtney, we spoke to Christina Grayson this afternoon. Guzman murdered her 19-year-old daughter, Delilah, in 2022. And Christina Grayson, she has complicated feelings about Guzman's capture today. She is relieved,
Delilah?
but she is also frustrated and confused as to how...
Delilah sounds like a white girl, man. Because, you know, usually white people killing black people.
He was released in the first place. And 2 weeks after that happened, there are still many questions unanswered. In a written statement, Clayton County Sheriff Levon Allen says in part, quote, the cause of the release is under investigation and disciplinary actions are pending. That could mean terminations. In October 2024, a jury found Guzman guilty of killing Delilah Grayson. On that same day,
We took Delilah, man. That's cultural appropriation, man. Let white people have Delilah, man. Let white people have Delilah, man. White people ain't naming their kids Keisha, man.
Of killing Delilah Grayson. On that same day, a judge sentenced him to 30 to life. He walked out of this jail around 5 months after his sentencing. He traveled 400 miles to Ocoee, Florida, where the U.S. Marshal Service's Regional Fugitive Task Force picked him up. Now, his victim's mother feels responsible for ensuring this never happens again.
I think I've had the biggest headache with him released. So I want to ensure myself that he goes from one place to another and that this never happens again. So, you know, if it's 30, 60, 90-day checks, then we'll do it moving forward.
Christina Grayson says she learned of Guzman's capture today from the district attorney. When we spoke with her, she had not heard anything from Sheriff Levon Allen down here in Clayton County. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're actually going to hear from Kathan Guzman's mother as well down in Florida. For now, reporting live in Clayton County, Allie Levine, Fox 5 News.
Well, certainly a relief he's back in custody. Allie, thanks.
Let's go now to Alexa Liaco.
Hey there, we are just getting some new information here. A 14-year-old was shot and killed Friday night, sitting in his front yard by himself, really minding his own business. Police say that shooter is on the run. 14-year-old Demarion Carter was the victim here. I just spoke with his mother on the phone. She said she was too distraught to even talk about her son and tell us anything good about him. She said, I just can't do it right now. But we did speak to his mentor. He was in a youth mentorship group for the last 5 years, and his mentor said that he was an amazing young man who had big dreams of playing basketball and going to college. Here's a little bit else about what his mentor had to say.
He was dear. He was more than just a mentee. He was my son, and he listened to everything I asked him to do, whether if it was something like he got in trouble in school and he needed someone to talk to. And I said, Demarion, come to the office. He would make that appointment. It wasn't that he would try to duck and hide. No, he would always face anything that he did, whether good or bad, he was there.
He said he was a young man of true character and really was working on his emotional maturity even at 14 years old. And LaGrange police now are asking for the community's help in finding justice for Demarion Carter. They say the shooter who killed that young man shot him and then ran off, and police is now still looking for him right now. There is a Crime Stoppers reward.
Yo, where the black people mad about this, man? Where the black people mad about this? Where the black people mad about this, man? Where the black people mad about this, man?
For any information leading to an arrest. If you have any information, please call that number. We'll have that.
Look at all these niggas, and we've only covered Atlanta. Not Atlanta, but the Georgia, Atlanta region. We've only covered that region. All this shit in the last couple of days. All this niggified shit. And niggas talking about Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. And we got to stop bullying. We got to make sure people learn how to stop putting their hands on people. We got to make sure people start learning how to stop putting their hands on people and stop bullying people. All these niggas run around talking,
now live in LaGrange.
All these niggas run around talking about fucking Austin Metcalf and shit. You niggas are absolutely, positively, certifiably crazy, man. You niggas are certifiably crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to you,
Let's
man.
go now to Alexa.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. You niggas are certifiable, okay? Certifiably crazy. Let's go.
I want people to watch. This is. I am so thankful that Richland County is a praying community, because only by the grace of God I'm not standing up here talking about 20 or 30 kids that were killed. And this has happened for the last 2 years, and right up until this past week, the same thing, where we've had multiple shots being fired at events. I'll go back to April 29, 2023 at Meadow Lakes, where a group of people with guns shooting at people, made arrests in that. Last year on May 28th, the village of Lakeshore, another mass shooting again. And then last week at Columbia Place Mall, and then in the town of Blythewood. I've stand up here many times and talk about young people with guns and how dangerous they are and what we got going on in this community. And that's what we had recently last week. We're going to show some videos in a minute, and they're very graphic, and they should be. because our community needs to look at this and be shocked on what we've got going on in our community. Parents need to look at this and be shocked and take some action. We still have a lot of parents out here who are turning a total blind eye on what their young people are doing with guns and just shooting with total disregard for any human life whatsoever. I stand here and I shake my head and I'm just amazed, but also very thankful that we haven't had young people killed to the extent that it could have been in any of these incidences. I'm also standing here thankful for our community and those who do care enough in this community to make calls and help us out and give us information. And for those who are upset about what's going on and are doing things, but we need more. We need more people involved. We need more parents involved. It's just unconscionable on some of the things that we see and what we're going to do. So we're going to show videos and we're going to talk through them and we're going to slow them down because people need to see. First shooting happened Wednesday, April 2nd at Columbia Place Mall. And I will say this, both of these shootings that we're going to discuss, Columbia Mall had nothing to do with it. The town of Blythewood had nothing to do with it. I don't want people to blame what's going on either one of these places. The responsibility goes on the shooters. It's not on the locations. And I think sometimes we want to blame the locations for something happening. And that's not true. And these cases here, this just is where the shootings happen. And you'll just see how those involved just did not care one bit. So the first one happened at Columbia Place Mall Wednesday, a little bit over a week ago, about 3:30, where we get a call of a shooting going on in the mall. This is one of the stores in the mall. It's a typical store. People in there shopping. Stop. I want you to see this lady and this baby in this stroller. She's just a shopper. Has nothing to do with anything except she's in there shopping. And she's caught in the middle of a gunfight. And those who are firing those rounds have absolutely no concern for her safety or that baby's safety whatsoever. I applaud her. You're going to see as this video goes how she protects her child. That is a mother. That's what a parent does, but the action she's taken, but she and that baby, hopefully the baby's not old enough to realize, but they'll be traumatized forever.
That one, I will say this. Y'all say worst stewards, man. I don't know what was instincts, but she showed some good stewardship right there. Press 1, man. That was the best stewardship I've seen out of a sister in a long time, man. She could have ran and left the stroller, man. Most of them just run and leave the stroller. She actually turned the stroller over, man.
Stop.
She looked like she wanted to get on top of the stroller, but she couldn't because the gunfire was too was coming in too heavy.
I want you to see this lady and this baby in this stroller.
Shout out to Nate Ways, man, a.k.a. Ricky Henderson, coming through once again. Let me get 100 likes so I can drop the link. Deacons, lock them doors, man. We need some seeds planted around here, man. Salute to Deluxe 247, a.k.a. Cal Ripken, a.k.a. the real MVP, coming through for the 10,000th night in a row. Shout out to Pamela Henderson, man. Pamela Henderson in the building.
She's just a shopper. Has nothing to do with anything except she's in there shopping. And she's caught in the middle of a gunfight. And those who are firing those rounds have absolutely no concern for her safety or that baby's safety whatsoever. I applaud her. You're going to see as this video goes how she protects her child. That is a mother. That's what a parent does, but the action she's taken, but she and that baby, hopefully the baby's not old enough to realize, but they'll be traumatized forever. Continue. There's shooting going on as she's laying there right now. I want everybody to look at that. I want parents in the community to look at that young lady right there and that baby on the danger that they're being subjected to. There's shooting going on. There's a shootout going on right now, and they're absolutely in the middle of it. Play the video. These are the bad guys. That's Team B. 3 of them in Team B. 1 in Team A. Look at the guy.
God damn, did you see how quick he made that decision to shoot? Look how quick he made the decision to shoot. Soon as he turned around and seen the guy, maybe he saw the guy before that, but look how quickly he shot.
1 in Team A. Look at the guns coming out. Look at the shooting they're doing. She's over here laying on the floor as they're shooting. Bullets hitting here, bullets hitting everywhere. Here they are, run out. Stop. We'll go back. Continue. Just keep continuing. Keep it going. That's all 3 of them have got guns. They've already shot at the individual they were shooting at. So Team A has 1 person, Team B has 3 people. But you have a baby and that lady caught in the middle. And you have another gentleman who's out in the mall who's nothing but a shopper, just there shopping. He's caught in the middle of the gunfire. He gets shot. Here they are coming in the store. There she is coming in the store. The gentleman that shot walking out. He'll go shooting. Bullets hitting here. Bullets hitting over there. Gentleman shot over here. And here they go running out. All with the guns. These are the 3 we're looking at. May be hard to see. That is a long gun. That's not a pistol. These 2 got pistols. This one has a long gun, some type of rifle. Now, I know we all go shopping carrying a rifle, but that's what they're carrying. That's what they're. These are the 3 that we're looking at. These 3 are on Team B that we're still looking for. Team A got arrested. He was shot, ended up in the hospital in Orangeburg, where he told a lie on how he had a self-inflicted gun wound. Which we proved is different because he had the same clothes on.
Yo, he a real nigga. He not snitching. Word up, yo. That nigga not snitching, yo.
At the hospital that he had when the shooting happened. That's what he's charged with at this time. So we're continuing to work this 1 week after the shooting. 1 week. We already made 1 arrest on this. And we'll continue to make arrests on this. Probably at least 25 shots were fired in the mall. Shooting in Blythewood, Saturday, 2 a.m. 200 kids, young people in town of Blythewood. We have a shooting. It starts off.
Blythewood. Think about these little backwoods towns, man, that niggas turn into fucking ghetto. Shout out to Jim Sefton from across the pond, man. Marcy in the building. Shout out to Marcy, man. Marcy, man, you gotta come up, man. He says another gun-free zone with the usual suspects. Hope to come back to the panel soon. Gonna be a dad in about a month. Marcy gonna have a little Marcy, man. You have a little Marcy in the building, man. That's right, man. I tell you, gliders need to have some babies, man. The brothers having babies, man. The sons having babies, man. The gliders is I don't know. Gliders are waiting for. I don't know what they waiting for. The gliders not having babies, man. Shout out to all my sons having babies, man. Salute to Marcy, man. We need some pictures ASAP too, man.
We have a shooting. It starts off with what we call pop-up parties. This is the social media that went out. Bring your own booze, bring your own weed. Bring your own weed, drugs. This is the party. This is where it started. Starts at a house. Then it goes from there, and these kids then, not just a small group, large group, 200 of them, end up in Blythewood. I want people to watch. This is probably only not even...
Yeah, shout out to the old gliders like Bill, man. I'm talking about my young gliders, though. The young gliders, man.
Half, this is a quarter of the kids. These are 3 different locations, the Waffle House, car wash, and a gas station, that they invaded the town of Blythewood. And I want you to watch this video and see them run when the guns start.
I want you to think about this, man. And, you know, we're going to keep talking about Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Because this is the similar situation. I guarantee you the person who did this felt disrespected. But here's the thing where you have to, where it compares to Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. This person either went back to the car, got a gun, left the club and got the gun, or something. But they came back and just fired into the crowd, which we're thankful that Carmelo Anthony didn't have a gun. We're thankful that Carmelo Anthony only had a knife. Because this is what young black kids do all the time. When they feel disrespected or they're asked, hey man, you gotta leave. Hey man, you violated the rules of the club. You have to leave. They come back and they spray the crowd. This happens all the time. No one talks about it. You won't hear a peep about this. I'm talking about not a peep. This is a phenomenon that is actually very, very common. We're talking about very common. This little incident happens more than all shootings in the white community. This type of shooting in the black community happens more than all the shootings combined in the white community every year.
Shots.
That nigga ain't mad at all these people. That nigga mad at like 2 or 3 people, or maybe it may be 2 or 3 people standing over here that he's mad at, or even 5 that he's mad at. He's gonna attempt to kill everybody over there though.
The 3 different locations, the Waffle House, car wash, and a gas station, that they invaded the town of Blythewood. And I want you to watch this video and see them run when the guns start. Hear the shots?
your shoe.
Over 60 rounds were fired. And we're going to play just the sound. I want people to listen to the shooting that's going on. How many shots are fired?
Charger counted.
This is something you'd expect to hear in Iraq or Afghanistan during the war. This is in Blythewood. This is the town of Blythewood. This was a war zone that these kids turned the town of Blythewood into. We're going to play this video here. You'll watch these individuals here. You'll see them all pull their guns out. Guns, shooting. We let this video out a few days ago. This happened on the 5th. Put the video out on the 8th, and on the 10th, we made our first two arrests were made.
Najir Subair. Yeah. This white man seemed like he's a pretty nice guy. I know they're gonna call him old racist down south, sheriff and shit, but he seemed genuinely concerned about this shit. What do you think?
Yeah, he seems pretty professional, Like, I mean, I know this guy's I've seen him before. He's been in his position for years, so, he seems like straight to the point, all about the facts, but there's still some care and concern about his community.
Yeah, this is... man.
18 years old, high school student, in high school currently. 18 years old, in high school. There was kids from Columbia, Camden, Casey, Blythewood, 200 of them. There was an individual there that we've recognized that had an ankle monitor on who was out on bond for murder. This was the type of individuals that took over the town of Blythewood this past weekend. Now, as you see, we're already making an arrest, and we're going to continue to make arrests until everybody that was responsible is caught. What I'm asking is parents who see this video, recognize your child, know your child was there, you need to contact us. Because if you don't, then at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get a knock on your door. And somebody's going to go to jail. I'm going to call out one vehicle that was there. Black Maserati was there. That was involved. Now, I don't think any of these kids probably owned a Maserati, so that belongs to a parent. That parent and that kid who's driving that car needs to come in, because we're going to find you too. It's just a matter of time. I've talked up here before, and I continue to talk about these guns. I'm going to get you in 1 or 2 places, either in the cemetery or in prison. We're very fortunate that we don't have anybody going to the cemetery, but we got a lot of kids and a lot of young people who are going to be arrested, and we're going to continue to find them. Our investigators have done a great job. The community's done a great job, the ones that's helped us out. Town of Blythewood has helped us out with cameras that they had. You had numerous businesses that were shot up. You had vehicles that were shot up. We had a young lady that was shot in a car, leaving. She was shot. So we had someone shot. Over 60 rounds, you heard them. Over 60 rounds were fired. So the message today is either come in or we're coming to get you. Plain and simple. We're going to come get you. Not only are we sick and tired of what we just shown that happened at Columbia Place Mall and Blythewood, I hope this community is shocked enough to be sick of it too. When you watch these videos, you watch that.
Man, there's nothing you can say to these fucking people. These people are fucking savages, man. They don't even understand like what the principles he's talking about. Like,
I want people to watch.
Care for your community. Like this is
probably on.
They don't even see this as like a community. They just talk that community shit when some nigga get killed by a cop or some shit like that. They don't really understand a community.
They only use that community shit to get Gibbs, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean. That's the only time they come together.
And it's interesting that they mentioned the Maserati, right? Nick Fuentes talked about Sunman DNA, right, and mentioned how gliders don't get motivated by rap music to go shoot people and steal, right? But you see, even kids that their parents have Maseratis, meaning that they're fucking, they're successful. Sunman DNA, man, every time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we like shiny things, toys.
Because, it's like they said, like a black child could be born from two very well-to-do parents, but they regress to the mean.
Right.
I'm sure we've discussed that before.
Oh yeah.
Many times.
Also, the pull of street life. You gotta understand, street life is highly addictive. Like, you're a bad motherfucker. Like, think about it. You're a bad motherfucker. You running with some motherfuckers that kill people. You're 15, 16 years old. It's intoxicating. You go places, girls are on you. Other guys, some guys are scared of you. There's other guys that try to kill you. That's the other side of the game. But if just the positives, is a lot of people are scared of you. They respect the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? If you're running with a little crew, in your teenage years in the black community, there's a lot of gravitas and prestige given to those guys. It's very intoxicating. You know what I mean? It feels good. But the other side is that you're going to end up dead or in prison. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a huge thing, but it's balanced out with the gravitas and the prestige and the feeling you get when you know what I'm saying, when you know people are afraid of you and people respect you, and you're not getting bullied. You're not a sucker. You're on the other side of that. You're the one. I wish I could find that Tupac speech from Juice, man. I'm gonna have to find that where he laid it out flat in Juice, man. Press 1 if you remember that.
Now listen, I'm a square from the Bronx. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. I'm Casey Claiborne, and we're taking a look back at some of the crime stories that have made headlines recently in our area. Police have arrested a 16-year-old boy accused of shooting a man to death in downtown Austin. They say there had been a brief exchange before the teen pulled the trigger near 3rd and Nueces. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has the details.
I was in my apartment and I heard sirens. I didn't think anything of it.
It was around 7:30 Monday night. Jason Goldenberg was in his condo in downtown Austin. He says he was about to head out.
In the elevator down to my truck, somebody goes, made a very offhanded comment. They were like, "Don't get shot tonight." And I was like, what?
Outside his door,
there was yellow tape and 12 cop cars.
Corbin McDavid says he was in the middle of it all.
Very cinematic is what it felt like.
He says he was leaving the library on 2nd Street when he heard gunshots.
It was probably about like 8 shots.
He says he then walked up to the Shoal Creek pedestrian bridge.
There was probably like 10 people gathered around the weapon and a bag.
Police say that's where a shooting happened. They say 2 men were walking towards the bridge when 2 other men came up to them. Apparently, 39-year-old Tavon Brown made a comment to a teen about his spot on the walkway as they passed by. The 16-year-old shot Brown.
They got shot.
Listen, does this remind you of Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it rings a bell. Yep.
And this, like, I'm trying to show you, this happens all the time. But because it was a white kid that was a victim, the fucking kid gets $500,000 on his GoFundMe.
It's that high now? $500,000?
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. I know it was like $350 a few days ago, and then it's a couple more. They got multiple ones of them.
Jesus Christ!
Listen, this is how quick a son man will shoot you. Will take your life. The decision happens that quick.
Yeah. I just think it's incredible. I find it amazing how people believe that this nonsense about investments and, downtime's the devil time and loving him, and it's not, all of that doesn't matter at all.
Loving you. Yeah, man.
DNA.
They ain't got shit to do with it. Everyone continue to hit the like button, man. Mods, lock the doors, man. We need some seeds planted around here, man. Seeds, man.
Yeah,
anybody want to plant a seed? Yeah, plant a seed, man.
Pass the collection plate, man.
Yeah, man. But this is crazy right here, man. How quickly they decide to shoot. And listen, in this case, it seems like he only tried to kill one guy, but most times they'll just shoot haphazardly in the direction of the person. I mean,
haphazardly, completely hazardly.
Yeah.
You know what? Just as well as I do, they'll shoot without looking. Literally.
Yeah. In an instant, that impulse, because they some bad motherfuckers.
And those Glock switches don't help neither.
Nah, they don't at all.
I'm still stuck on don't come outside today because they're gonna be shooting.
Yeah. That's it. They run the street. Think about the type of power that's gotta have. It's gotta for a 15, 16, 17-year-old to know they have that type of power. That's intoxicating. That shit. If your little son is raised in a good home and he gets caught up with these kids, of course he's gonna want to be down. And he fall deeper into that shit. You pulling him out is gonna be hard. You can move, and he gonna want to go back around that neighborhood. He gonna find his way around there. You can move out to the suburbs. He gonna find his way around there. You can send him off to school. When he come home on breaks, he gonna go over there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at this shooting here, downtown, right? Some random family on a night out with the kids, X, Y, and Z. Catches a stray bullet because these son words are son words.
Yeah, you sharing the space with them, and it's dangerous to share spaces with them. Very dangerous when you share movie theaters. You share a movie theater with them. They're talking in the theater. They're being belligerent and shit with each other. They may see each other at the movie theater shoot each other.
Yeah.
The usher has the make a request. Hey, can you guys keep it down? Now the usher's getting his ass kicked. You can any space you share with them. Yo, listen, they have a place called Gymboree or some shit like that, and it was like a Chuck E. Cheese and shit at the mall I worked at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I used to carry at the mall. Jamboree, some shit like that. It was like a little play space for kids.
Yeah, like Chuck E. Cheese.
Those niggas would come in there and they would just act a goddamn fool. And it's just, and think about it. This is just like with their kids. That doesn't change. It doesn't like stop them from throwing tables and throwing chairs
Opening
and
fire.
just having a big ass melee. It doesn't stop it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And you're in there. You're really in Gymboree. Like you're just in there. You're like one of the families in the commercial and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you in there having fun with your family and shit. And then you hear some loud talking, and you're too dumb to know that you hear loud talking and arguing.
Right.
Well, first of all, like this, let me just say this. You're too dumb to see a bunch of bonnets and skinny jeans and fucking stretch marks and flip-flops and, little baby kids coming in there to know that this ain't going to end well.
No. Yo, once I hear somebody shout out, "Oh my dead grandma," I know it's time to go. Yo, I was thinking recently, right? And you brought it up with sharing space with these people, right? I was having a random thought. Remember that song, "Try It in a Small Town"? The country song? Remember how some people made a big deal about that song, how it was violent, considering that the rap, King Von, X, Y, and Z, and they got the fucking audacity to talk about that little stupid ass song.
And black and white people like apologize. Like Jason Aldean, he all but apologized to them and shit.
Right.
And white people like were stop playing it. Like that song you couldn't play that song at a game or public space anymore after black people got mad about that. That song couldn't be played in public without it being you running
an issue. I was at a Bulls game.
Branding yourself a racist.
Yeah, I was
it's considered a dog whistle.
Yo, I was at a fucking Bulls game, right? They were playing King Von, chief. Think about that.
Yeah. Every game I go to, the playlist is insane. But white people cowered down to that. They were like, all right, we're sorry. And listen, man, listen, and niggas, and we love that too. We love that too. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, brother. You know what I'm saying? We love that too. We love that feeling of that too.
Shooting happened. They say two men were walking towards the bridge when two other men came up to them. Apparently, 39-year-old Tavon Brown made a comment to a teen about his spot on the walkway as they passed by. The 16-year-old shot Brown.
They got shot on the bridge and then stumbled their way to Polvos and fell in front of Polvos. Here's the really sad part, though, is somebody said that they pulled their footage from their unit, and they were able to see that the people that were like in the surrounding area, like the workers at some of these places and people in the surrounding area, watched the guy fall and did nothing about it.
Police say the victim died at the hospital a short time later. The teen ran off, but police went after him.
Some were taking off on feet, some were in cars.
They eventually caught up to the teen and he was arrested.
When I found out like somebody actually did get shot, it's just as spooky, living in this building and knowing that that's happening on my front doorsteps.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
Austin.
New developments in the case of the man who slammed into more than a dozen cars on I-35.
I don't like that shit. I heard him say spook. I don't know how I feel about that.
Bro, the fact that he got dusted in front of a restaurant called Polvos is fucking ironic and hilarious.
What's Polvos? What does that mean?
Polvos is dust in Spanish.
Yeah, dusted in front of dust.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Polvos is dust in Spanish, and my man got dusted in front of Polvos.
His attorney is asking a judge to let his client out of jail. This comes after lab reports reveal he did not have alcohol or drugs in his system. On March 13th, around 11:30 at night, Solomon Araya was driving on I-35 near Palmer and Howard Lanes in North Austin when he plowed into more than a dozen vehicles. During the field sobriety test, Austin police say Araya had uncontrollable eye movements, was swaying, couldn't keep his balance, and didn't correctly complete the walk and turn or one-leg stand tests. They say he appeared calm and indifferent, which seemed unusual given the circumstance. A detective says he believed Araya was under the influence of depressants. He was.
Oh, so they thought because the Sun Man had just plowed into 12 cars, changing the lives of countless families, wasn't like, he didn't give a fuck. They accuse him of being under the influence because there's no way nobody could change this many people's lives. Send this many people into therapy in the hospital and the physical therapy and shit bags and surgeries and shit and like have no care in the world. Well, let me explain something to you. It's very possible.
Man.
It's very possible. Yeah, man, he wasn't drunk. Y'all accused him of being off some substance because he was like that. Nah, it's just his son, man.
You know, I'm surprised.
I'm
surprised that they haven't hit us with that. The DUI test is racist. You know, one day.
Well, wait, one
You
day.
You can't trust a Sun Man without a shape up.
Really?
Couldn't keep his
Can't trust
balance
the man
and didn't correctly complete the walk and turn or one-leg stand tests. They say he appeared calm and indifferent, which seemed unusual given the circumstance. A detective says he believed Araya was under the influence of depressants. He was charged with 5 counts of intoxication manslaughter and 2 counts of intoxication assault.
It's either just recklessness or gratuitous idiocy or overzealousness and a lack of empathy for anybody.
Man, he
that
didn't
you
stay
would
on
drop
code.
7 felonies on someone and you don't know what was in their blood and you're going by field sobriety tests.
The lab
Oh, he did
reports
say
from Araya's blood sample indicate there was no alcohol or drugs in his system. Araya's attorney says there's no longer probable cause, so he's pushing for his client to be immediately released from jail. That will be decided by a judge at the next hearing. A date hasn't been set yet. Araya is
Jesus Christ.
currently being held in the Travis County Jail on more than $1 million. In Leander, police say a man tried to kidnap a child. It was a scary moment for the mom and her 4-year-old. Thankfully, that child is safe and no one was hurt. Fox 7 Austin's Lauren Rangel has more on the search for the suspect.
At 4 in the afternoon on Wednesday, Leander's Lakeline Boulevard is crawling with kids. That's partially why an attempted kidnapping here that morning is so concerning to parents and Leander police,
Drum roll.
including Lieutenant Mike Moeller.
Very, very, very uncommon. In the 25 years that I've been with Leander, almost 25 years that I've been with Leander, it's the first.
Around 7 a.m. at an apartment near Lakeline Boulevard and Hawk Drive. Police say a mom was walking to her car with her 4-year-old child when a man tried to kidnap the child.
The mother did what any mother would do and protect her and her children.
She was able to fight him off before he ran south toward Cedar Park, barefoot.
It's really an alarm to my head.
Jose Pasco waits to pick up his son from the nearby middle school in the neighborhood across the street.
Well, I have to be more concerned. I don't know if I have to change something. I have to make the line over there to make sure my kids are safe. But we should try to work with the neighbors, you know, to see anything strange and spread the news, spread the word, you know, because it's our kids. They're our kids.
Lieutenant Moeller with Leander police say they were not able to locate the suspect via drones or canines, so he's turning to the public for help, identifying a white man he believes to be 5'9", thin-built with short, dark curly hair, last seen wearing light-colored shorts, a dark top, and no shoes.
We can't be everywhere at every time, so we're going to have the public, you know, we increase the amount of people that can be out there, being eyes, being ears for us. If they see somebody that resembles a suspect in that area, please give us a call. But also, if they live close to that location, please, if you do have a Ring camera, you can just give us a call.
Also in Leander, the police department's animal services unit is searching for a person they say abandoned several cats. Staff at Texas Humane Heroes say surveillance video shows the person dropping off the 5 cats and then leaving the property. Fox 7 Austin's Tan Radford has that story.
Jesus Christ.
It's always heartbreaking when you see animals, you know, living creatures like this that are just abandoned for.
Move along, man.
Some men off the hook act, but on beetles and gliders are now. Now, but
Yeah,
5'9",
that's for sure. Hippie or burrito.
Wait, what are you talking about, Wicked?
Well, they say it was a white man. It could be an hombrito.
Yeah, true. Because
But
they classify
5'9", that's
The
kind of
curly
tall.
hair, because of the curly hair.
True. And he was 5'9". It's kind of tall.
no,
Yeah, that's
but you
true.
but they do kind of classify them together, especially in crime stats. So yeah, they
Well,
try
no,
to.
I mean, an hombrito could look like a glider. Hombritos are light sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I think most of us like can tell the difference. I mean, like if you got if you got, I'm good, pretty good. Maybe I'm better than most, but I usually can tell the difference, man.
Yeah, but there are some where I think you would agree they could pass off as gliders, especially in
Yeah, but
passing.
those people are like gliders. It's kind of like a black dude that's like 90% white. It's like he just basically a white dude.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is I hear what you're saying, but there you could still be an hombrito though, like a full on hombrito. You know what I mean?
Like culturally.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm getting at.
Wicked. Would you consider Canelo a glider, or you consider Canelo an hombrito?
That's a whole hombrito.
You feel me? You feel me? That's what I'm saying.
I think Canelo is got the Irish hair, because a lot of Irish went to Mexico. I forgot why, but he got the Irish hair. But his wide face, his pie face, is like he got like that pie face that y'all hombritos got.
Yeah. I think hombritos. I think us hombritos are like fucking racially fluid. You feel me?
Yeah, I think so too. I guarantee you.
Racially diverse.
I guarantee you, Canelo right now is eating nopales. I'll bet.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see you know, his DNA thing. Yeah, I would like to see that because he's straight up he just got a weird mix, man. You don't really see that mix like that with the red hair.
Is that he's from Sinaloa? That's like the that region. They have like a lot of people that like from Ireland and shit.
I think he's from Guadalajara. He's from Jalisco.
He's from Jalisco. Where true.
Yeah, y'all race is usually got like real straight hair, like really straight hair. And it's black, dark black.
Yeah. I got bone straight hair, like you be saying, right?
Yeah.
5 people shot after a family dispute. I'm Camila Mary. We'll have details coming up in a live report.
7 days since 17-year-old London Thomas was last seen. A search underway.
And it was just a stunning.
Niggas gotta look cool when they searching for their dead family member.
Oh shit!
Niggas still trying to look cool and shit.
17-year-old
They ain't
London Thomas
ain't really. They look like we ain't really looking and shit. This shit for suckers, man. This looking
was last seen.
You know what I'm saying? I'm only out here. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even trying. I'm just walking in.
Yeah, this bitch ass shit, this punk ass shit, man. I'm trying to kill some shit. I'm trying to go slide on them niggas. Fuck this looking in the fucking bush and shit, man.
A search underway.
And it was just a stunning day today. Temps were in the 50s. Right now, we're currently in the middle 50s right now. We'll show you how long this trend lasts and when we expect to see rain coming up in the forecast.
I don't know what to make of it. In 31 plus years of this job, this ranks up there with one of the crazier ones I've heard.
And we begin with breaking news out of the west side of Detroit, where 5 family members have been sent to the hospital, all of them with gunshot wounds. Detroit police say there was a fight between family members and then things escalated into a full-on shootout. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hillary Goulston.
And I'm Dave Spencer. We are learning more now about the conditions of those multiple victims. Fox 2's Camila Mary joins us live from the scene. Camille, so much to unpack here. Where to start?
Yeah, 2 people, though, are critical condition and 3 in temp serious. But let's talk about what happened. Let's rewind the clock back to yesterday. And that's what led up to all this, is a family member died after a long-term illness. She was an elderly woman. And then today, all the family members were together trying to discuss logistics after a passing, what to do as far as funeral arrangements go, where to have the body taken, when all of a sudden chaos broke out. A physical altercation, then a shooting. We know right now, as I said at the top, that two brothers in their 50s in critical condition, and then 3 women who are also family members. One of them, the wife of one of the brothers, and then also a niece who was in her 20s, also in the hospital. Now, the Assistant Chief Fitzgerald talks about this way better than I can, so I want you to listen to what he has to say in his own words.
Sounds like it started with the 2 brothers in a physical altercation. Gun falls out of the one brother's waistband. Another brother picks it up, fires a shot. Others return fire to defend that person. And even when the original officers,
now, when he says
responding officers arrived at scene, they were still fighting on the front lawn. One of the family members had a broom.
Yeah, this is brothers.
Had another family member with the broom.
Okay, so right now we know that there was also a person who was inside the house. This all happened outside, but who was inside the house, who is suffering from a stroke, who is recovering from that. Police worried that he could have maybe been hit in this, but he's okay. And then also a bullet hit another house. Luckily, no one was hit. Right now, it's kind of a hectic situation because someone walked up. He actually walked up to us first and then to police because he's trying to get to his house back there. He's screaming at police. Police are trying to get him to calm down. He doesn't appear to be related to all of this, but still kind of adding to the stress and the chaos of this scene. But for now, that's what's going on. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this and bring you the latest information as soon as we get it. Report.
Jeez.
Support the channel, man.
Yeah,
it's a great space Ak has created for us. I know we all appreciate it. Let's show it.
Yeah, man. Let's see this white team, man.
A federal search warrant, unsealed Friday, details a murder plot as part of a plan targeting President Donald Trump. The documents attribute that plot to 17-year-old Waukesha student Nikita Kassab. Charged in the shooting deaths of his mother, Tatiana, and stepfather, Donald Mayer, inside their home February 11th. According to prosecutors, the teenager stayed inside the home with their bodies for 12 days.
Victim B body was appeared to have been deceased for some time, was unable to definitively identify who it was.
Police arrested Kassab in Kansas weeks later, finding him with his stepfather's car, gun, and $14,000. The motive for the murders, according to the federal warrant, was to use that money to fund a plan calling for the president's assassination, to, quote, foment a political revolution in the United States and save the white race. According
Save the white race from Donald Trump?
Whoa.
Or assassinate him and so that white people will rise up.
Huh.
You know, like just kill Donald Trump and nobody know who did it, but they just be mad. I don't know what he meant by this.
No, you make a good point. I was thinking more like he was a liberal, but you make an interesting point.
You know what I think?
According to the federal warrant,
I think he was just trying to use that thing just to make it look like it was a right-wing plot. It was like he was trying to do his own false flag. What do you think?
Good point.
He was trying to do a false flag.
Like, yeah, he was trying to say, you know, that I'm a right-wing person or something like that. So that way it would like draw negative attention to the right-wingers. What do you think?
Was to use that
Maybe
money
so.
to fund a plan calling for the president's assassination, to, quote, foment a political revolution in the United States and save the white race. According to the records, Kassab shared an affinity for the neo-Nazi group, the Order of Nine Angles. And they also reference a 3-page manifesto quoted as saying, as to why, specifically Trump, I think it's obvious. By getting rid of the president and perhaps the vice president, that is guaranteed to bring some chaos.
Okay,
The records
yeah,
show
so
like you
that's
said.
what it is. Yeah, he wanted to bring some chaos, man. Wow, this white boy is serious, man. He was, but here's the thing, man. This is real shit. Like for every 100 niggas that shoot somebody for looking at them funny or for, you know what I'm saying, over a parking spot or some shit. You got this. For every 1,000 BLM riots where they fucking breaking the MPC Mobile and breaking the fucking AutoZone, you got January 6th. White people make that shit count. You know what I'm saying? When they go do that shit, they make it count.
Kassav on the platform's TikTok and Telegram discussed buying a drone to use in an attack. And investigators say he told a classmate, quote, when they saw 10 consecutive attacks in the news, it would have been him.
Breaking news to share with you from downtown Atlanta, where police are conducting an investigation at a well-known strip club. Crime scene tape now stretched outside of Magic City on Forsyth Street, and that's where we find Good Day's Lindsay Tuman live this morning asking questions. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, good morning to you, Caitlin. A very limited information right now. We just got out to the scene here within the last 2 or 3 minutes, so we're gathering these new details as well. But I want to step out of the way. You can see this active investigation here happening behind me. This is in the parking lot behind Magic City, a very well-known strip club in this area. But you can see Atlanta police investigators are here on the scene. We just saw one crime scene or 2 crime scene units now pull up here to this area. They have the entire perimeter blocked off with crime scene tape, and we see a few patrol cars in the area as well. We do not know what the nature of the investigation is at this time. We're still waiting to learn that information from Atlanta police. So again, very limited details other than the fact that there is this active investigation happening here. As soon as we learn what exactly happened and if there were any injuries or who exactly is involved in this, of course, we'll keep you updated. But for now, that is the very latest live from downtown. Lindsay Tuman for Good Day Atlanta.
A very active scene, that's for sure. Thanks so much, Lindsay. Now to panic and terror at 2 separate scenes as Newton County deputies say a gunman shot and killed 2 people, left a third one critically hurt. The violence.
Wow.
You know, it's always amazing how, like, there's never like a shortage of stories every night. There's always something going on with these people, you know?
Yeah, if you go to any little fucking town, Toledo, anywhere little fucking town in the fucking country, man, you will find a wellspring of Negro fuckery.
Wicked.
You know, a wellspring.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. Hey, Umberto, look at the back chat for me.
Mobile, Alabama. Oh wow, we got a white dude acting up, man. This 2 in a row, man.
Man charged in a deadly shooting at the Alabama Bar and Lounge is appealing a judge's bail decision. The shooting happened in February. Now, Mobile County District Judge set Matthew Sanders' bond at $250,000 for murder. Defense attorney Jeff Dean requested a circuit court judge to overrule the judge. He says Sanders is 20 years old and has no criminal record, and he argues his client has a strong self-defense case. Dean says his client can't afford the bail.
The judge has set a bond that's so high that hardly anybody can make it. Maybe not even Donald Trump. He'd have a fundraiser and get out. But this guy will not get out on the bond. The purpose of the bond is to make sure you come to court when you're supposed to.
Now, a hearing has not been set in the appeal. Sanders is waiting on a decision by a grand jury on whether to indict him.
Mobile. White people.
You wake up in the morning, it'll be time for the Baldwin County Strawberry Festival. Vendors and volunteers have been spending the day getting everything ready. Organizers say the event will include 165 vendors, live entertainment, carnival rides, a car show, and really the best part, that strawberry shortcake. It is so good. Sponsorship chair Greg Walker says they do expect big turnout, and so they have plenty of parking ready for you.
Yeah, with the weather being what it is, we should have 50,000 plus this weekend, so it's going to be busy. I would tell people be patient, use our shuttles. Loxley Elementary School and Loxley Satellite Office are both shuttle stops. We have 2 routes. It's no cost and it's easy.
It means a lot to the city of Loxley. It helps provide funding for our kids in our ARC of Baldwin County, and we're tremendously appreciative of all the festival goers to come and support for a great cause.
And speaking,
yo, niggas would shoot this up. You know, just on some bullshit, like some niggas see some other niggas and start shooting at each other down here. They lucky, man. Baldwin County. Hope they ain't got no niggas.
Somebody staring too long. Now you gotta kill
Yeah. Or somebody in line, somebody cut the line, then the argument start. Or somebody get a strawberry dish and they don't got as many strawberries as the last person. The person before them was white and they got more strawberries than them in their cup. And then you start fussing with the people, then you shoot the motherfuckers. Yeah, this shit can go crazy.
and you don't want to miss this weekend's Mobile Police Department's Chili Cook-Off. They do this every year. It'll be at 10 a.m. until 2 o'clock at Cathedral Square. Teams of Mobile police officers are going to be competing against one another. Who has the best chili recipe? You can taste them all. Admission is $5.
Okay. That's good, man. You got the goddamn police doing that shit. That shit might be safe.
The $5 might help too. The cover.
Yeah, the cover. Yeah, that's true. People don't really realize that something as simple as $5 can make your events 1,000 times safer.
Arrested as part of a federal investigation into an alleged lottery scam made an appearance in Mobile's federal court. Kasia Turner is one of 10 people charged in the fraud case. Now, a federal judge ordered her detained pending trial. Yesterday, Sheck Levy Walcott also made an initial appearance. She was allowed to remain free on conditions. The indictment says the suspects convinced victims they had won some form of the lottery and directed victims to prepay taxes on the winnings. The FBI explains what led to this point.
Up until this week, we had prior 7 arrests, as many of y'all have documented. I want to report we have 2 additional arrests to report this week. So subjects number 8, subject number 9 have both been arrested. I want to give a big thank you out to the United States Marshals Service for all their help, especially in foreign extradition effort we had to do with one of the subjects.
And the trial in the case is set for July. Now, if convicted, the suspects could face up to 20 years in prison.
Dang. God, these motherfuckers.
Also tonight, Foley police arresting this man on your screen, Christian Henderson. Now, investigators say a search warrant revealed his cell phone contained images of children engaged in sexual acts. Henderson facing 4 counts of possession of child pornography charges.
Of course.
A glider. Hey, look, behavior patterns, man. We talk about that.
Nah, he look good through a hell.
Wow. This little fucking place, man.
Also tonight at 5, a Mobile County jury finding Xavier Dixon guilty of provocation manslaughter along with other crimes. The Mobile County DA's office says Dixon opened fire on a man unarmed, talking about Martin Hands, while he was sitting at the entrance of an apartment complex off Gerby Road in 2023. The sentencing is scheduled for May.
This is a little teeny little town too, man.
Tonight, a Pritchard man has been acquitted of murder. Kington Todd was arrested in 2023 after investigators say he shot and killed George LaVon Bush.
Now today, a jury finding Todd not guilty of murder. Our Shelby Myers is with the breakdown of this story now, your background too. Shelby, part of this trial is connected to a former Pritchard detective who was convicted of perjury.
Yeah, that's right, Cameron and Lenise. Former Pritchard detective Jason Hadaway was convicted of perjury after he lied under oath, claiming Todd never invoked his right to an attorney. But an audio recording played in court showed Todd asked to lawyer up several times during his interview with Hadaway at Mobile Infirmary. Today, Todd's attorney, Shalia Tisdale, telling us Todd cried when he found out he is now a free man. This all stems from January of 2023. Tisdale says Todd and George LaVon Bush were riding around after drinking and started arguing. According to Tisdale, Todd tried to get out of the car, but Bush wouldn't let him and said, quote, "I've got something for you," and reached for a gun. Tisdale says Todd shot Bush in self-defense and jumped out of the moving car, breaking his ankle. Court records say then Pritchard detective Jason Hadaway recorded an interview with Todd in the hospital. Tisdale says Todd asked for an attorney about 2 minutes into that interview. Hadaway testified under oath that he didn't. Tisdale firing back today at Pritchard Police Chief Walter Knight for statements he made last year defending his department and Hadaway in August.
She's a defense attorney. She get paid to lie.
I find that very funny, considering the fact that one of his main detectives has now been convicted of perjury, and we didn't lie about anything. We got up there and the truth came out.
Well, Todd has been wearing an ankle monitor and on house arrest the past 2 years, but again is now free today. Hadaway is appealing his perjury conviction. I reached out to the Mobile County District Attorney's Office for a statement, but have not heard back. And I also did reach out again to Pritchard Police Chief Walter Knight for his statement, but haven't heard back. In the studio tonight, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.
You know what? I think as a result of this, every single Sun word that detective locked up needs to be released immediately.
Yep. Every one of them. Just empty the jails, man. Yeah, man. Just empty the prisons, man. That'll be that's a smart thing to do.
The Juice Crew, they'll advocate for that. The liberals and the Juice Crew will advocate, and the Sun people will advocate for just that. And think about how dumb that is, how dangerous.
I'm telling you, man.
There will be violence and profanity in this documentary. Parental discretion is advised. This is a documentary about real people and real events. Many of the voices you're about to hear belong to young people who will talk about crimes they have committed. For some of them, there have been multiple arrests and multiple convictions. Over the past 9 months, we asked them to show us how they live their lives. They agreed to cooperate and were aware that their voices and actions were being filmed and recorded for inclusion in this documentary. We sought out these young offenders to better understand why youth crime has increased so dramatically. We also sought to understand why the largest part of this crime increase was urban and lower class. Names have been withheld to protect our subjects. This program has been recommended by the National Education Association.
I've been hanging out on the street since I was 11. When I started hanging out at 11, I knew what to do when I was 12.
The street is the place where you become a man. The street to make you a man, if anything.
27th Street and 8th Avenue, right?
We hustle to stay alive.
Like, when you got money, you got a lot of people with you. Ain't got money, ain't nobody with you.
You got that money, you know, people looking, giving you that respect.
Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. Slow down. Cowboy pants, pure and.
I've never lived home, you could say, even till today. I really have nobody to bring me up, you know, so I used to stay on the roof with the birds. I used to sleep inside the coop. I used to sleep with them. And it's summertime. I'll sleep on the roof, in the hall, and stuff like that. But that's all I had, the birds. You feel like they perform for you. You're the boss. You're in control. Outside, you feel like nothing. You have nothing going for yourself. You know, up here, you got, you know, the pigeons, and you control them. Like, you feel like a general. You feel like somebody. Out in the street, you feel like nothing. I've seen so many things, like the cops beating, they hit on us. What, you think, so you think by just hitting on us that we're gonna change, or we get, no way. It just get worse. Don't you see we've been getting hit ever since we were born? You think we're gonna stop like that? No way, no way. Just grew up with hatred. My father always hitting us, you know, hitting me all the time. He almost killed me. He just kept on hitting me. Lucky for my mother, I think he would have killed me. I was about 14 at the time. And I got away. Somehow I slipped away. I got away. And and I just ran straight from my house. Just ran all the way to the other side of the neighborhood. And I seen a Jewish boy. And I took a baseball bat and I cracked his head. Just cracked him over the head.
Feel better after that?
Yeah, it felt real good. Real good. Real good. And from there on, I started breaking a lot of heads. I was breaking everybody's head. I mean, when we used to get in gangs, that's all I did. We grabbed a group of guys, break their heads. Break all their heads. So crack their heads. I used to get a thrill. I used to love it. Get a thrill out of it, breaking heads. Seeing all that blood and all that stuff. Hit it with a fork over the head. You know, bicycle fork, anything. You know, like certain guys like to stab, I like to break heads. Any bad thing you can think of, I've done. Ripping people off, mugging people, I got into that, you know. Burglarizing the stores out here. Oh, forget it. I tell you right now, I alone have cost this city tens of thousands of dollars. Vandalizing, ripping the schools off, hacksawing the parking meters. I tell you, I cost the city a lot of money. Son of a bitch, you're the one, right? Like I'm always out in the street. All summer, for about 3 or 4 summers outside in the streets. Like animals. Just like animals, savages. With the boots, engineered boots, and the bandana, like pirates. It's the only thing we had going for ourselves. Like animals. We're raised up like animals, so we act like animals. Show some heart here now, boy. We just wanted to feel important, you know? That's when we started the gang. Together, people could see, oh, wow, look at that gang. Feel good,
These are on burritos?
Being recognized, you know? Good feeling, feel important. I used to go on like on a rampage, grab 5 guys on the subway, take them all off, go back downstairs, take another guy off. And one night over $1,000, here's a guy, he's making a phone call, yoke him, strip him. We're dragging this guy in the middle of the night on the ice, with his pants stuck onto his shoes, they won't come off, just dragging him down the block naked. Funniest thing. You say crime doesn't pay, let me tell you something, crime pays. Don't tell me crime don't pay, because it does. I've made $100 a day. Where the hell am I gonna make that in a factory and these shit jobs they offer? All these shit jobs, you think we're gonna go for the shit that our parents gone for? We're not gonna go for these cheap jobs. If we don't get good jobs, crime is always gonna exist. And they say crime, what about the big people like that, you know, that commit all the big crimes? What about them? Huh? They're the real criminals. This guy does 10 years, but then this other guy, a politician, the big guy here, couple of months and he's out of jail. What kind of shit is that? I mean, you think we're not aware of these things? Come on. You know, and it just makes it worse. And until they do something about us, something for us, and give us a chance, this is going to continue on. It's not going to stop. It's just going to get worse. And you can get rid of meat. You can get...
Damn. Burritos. Jeez. Damn. Jesus Christ. Burrito just is straight up thugging, man.
I thought initially it was gliders, and I was gonna say when gliders were tough, but never mind.
Nah, there wasn't no fucking gliders. Fucking
I mean, the
burritos,
gliders used to
man.
do this shit once upon a time. You know, be in the
Yeah,
streets
no
and whatnot.
doubt. No doubt.
They lost their edge.
No doubt. Yeah, they don't really but they got the biker gangs. They still got those biker gangs.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's true.
And then prison gangs too. Like
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. It's the street, just hanging on the street corner and shit like that. It's not their thing, man, anymore.
I mean, look, I seen a Bronx Tale. Not a Bronx Tale. I seen what's the movie with the Jets and the Sharks? You know what I'm talking about, right? The musical. Never mind. I know they used to be what, Grease?
West Side Story?
Yeah, I seen it. You know, I know they used to be out there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Without a doubt. Yeah, they white gangs was just that, you know, they just evolved as and even then it wasn't like all of them and shit. It was very, very few. Very, very few, man.
Well, is it fair to say that in Blackistan, it's a few?
Yeah, but it's not. It's a few that it's a few relatively. I mean, but it's more than the street adjacent people. Like everybody is trying to be street. Everybody's trying to be.
I know what you mean.
Everybody trying to be hood. The actual killers, though, the actually trigger pullers, yeah, they probably a few.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like
with the McDonald's, the motherfucker that are fighting McDonald's or fighting goddamn Six Flags or some shit like that. They're very populous.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There's a lot of them. You know, a lot of them.
Yeah, like with the burritos, like over here, right? As far as like say loitering, like on the block, right? The burritos that loiter, you could tell they're gang members, right? But some people, when they loiter, they blend in with each other. Like you said, the ones that are with that shit, they're like out there with people that are not with that shit. You know what I mean? Like they're all just loitering. You know what I'm trying to say, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
And the burritos don't really loiter like that. If they're loitering, it's because they're gangbanging. You know?
Yeah. Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man. Doug Chunks in the building, man. Doug Chunks coming through, man. Try to match Douglas Chunks, man. Support the channel, man. So try to match Douglas Chunks, man. Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man. What is it, 243? Yeah, man. You know, there's Alaska in the building, man. Let's go Alaska, man. See what's going on.
Shout out to the greatest if she's listening. That was your name, right? The greatest from Alaska.
Oh, that one girl that was up there. Yeah.
When I told people I was going to Alaska, like clockwork, 3 things were said to me. Watch out for the bears, watch out for moose, and for those who know how hard I go for my culture, those folks warned, ain't no black people in Alaska. To my immediate response, well, we about to find out. For the record, there are Black people in Alaska, quite a few actually. Let's start with photographer and documentarian capturing their stories, Javel Rennie.
Black people are entrepreneurial. We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Every single corner you're gonna find us. You'll find us, and not just existing, but thriving.
Right.
You know? And that phrase, there's no Black people in Alaska, that phrase is what...
Sound like, is he trying to convince us or himself? That was some like arrogant shit to say. Like, who talks like that? Like, everywhere, white people are everywhere, and everywhere you see us, we're thriving. And white people don't even talk like that. Asian people don't talk like that.
For the record, there are Black people in Alaska, quite a few actually. Let's start with photographer and documentarian capturing their stories, Javel Rennie.
Black people are entrepreneurial. We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Every single corner you're gonna find us. You'll find us, and not just existing, but thriving.
Right.
You know? And that phrase, there's no Black people in Alaska, that phrase is what spawned this project.
Right.
You know? To show not just our people in Alaska,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're here, we're existing, and we can learn about each other, but to show the world, like, yeah, we're here. We're everywhere. Every
Yeah.
single corner.
I love this. And I also think that it's important that Anchorage Museum has taken it on.
Absolutely.
This isn't something that is siloed in a small, studio, museum somewhere. It's real people, real Alaskans, real stories. And I love the fact that you all, and it says it here, you're dismantling stereotypes, right?
I love Anchorage, I'm not from here, but this is my home. And yeah, I just try to do good work, stay out the way, ask other communities how I can help them, like with their initiatives, all that goes on. So that's me.
You all set me up to heed the warning, and now I'm reporting back. There are indeed really dope Black people in Alaska. Thanks to Javel and his work, you can find out more for yourself by viewing his ongoing exhibit at blackinaalaska.org. Next up is the ridiculously ambitious community advocate and serial entrepreneur, Jasmine Smith.
So a study showed that about 35% of the businesses in Anchorage are BIPOC-owned or ESL-owned businesses. So I think there's certain parts of the city where you see more of them than others, but I think we're starting to be kind of sprinkled everywhere. So I think, switching those narratives from like us being a tragic poor people's story, just saying like, no, we're diverse, we have stories too, we have successes. Everybody who lives here wasn't dropped off here. They're not all generationally impoverished. There's some great stuff happening in great businesses. So I do think when you think about traditional tourism in Alaska, you think about like outside and mountains, you think about European Americans, backpacks, fanny packs, but we have a whole other cultural world here of awesome stuff that it'd be great.
Yikes. This is terrifying, man.
It's like, why do they even want to go into glider spaces? Like, Like, they just came over here just to make this statement. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they love being around y'all. Like, y'all make life nice, man.
It's like they act like, oh yeah, they say there are no Black people in Alaska or something like that, and here we are, we're thriving. I'm like, why do you come to Alaska just to come over there just to say that there are Black people there? Like, they have to force themselves, like, in every situation, in every place. Like,
When I told
it's insufferable. You feel me?
Yeah, I think you gliders just have to accept the fact that no matter where in the universe you guys go, some people are gonna follow.
And then they want to call us racist.
Oh yeah, for sure.
These people are definitely gonna call the white people racist.
And now that you're not down on your luck, you still choose to live here.
We did this one.
And now that you're not,
we did that documentary before on this channel. I think we did it several times.
I wonder if Douglas Chunks sees some people around where he's at, or is he like in the middle of nowhere in an igloo, or like in the city with the suns,
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, Douglas Chunks. I think he is in a urban area. Juneteenth in fucking Alaska.
Anchorage community, family, and friends,
Join us at the Delaney Park Strip June 15th from 1 to 6 p.m. to celebrate Juneteenth. Visit our health fair, which features our COVID vaccination clinic. Enjoy games for all ages with our ABC Field Day. To sign up for a vaccination,
Jesus Christ. Fuck. Being black in Alaska.
I remember that one stat where we saw that the neighborhood of North Lawndale had more homicides than the state of Alaska.
Yeah. Yep.
Yo, tell me how I was watching the History Channel one time, and they have this series called Gangland. There was a whole episode on Crips in Alaska. Like, they actually gangbang out there.
Wow. If we're there, though, once we come to a place, that's part of our culture. So we're gonna bring that. We're gonna bring that there. Everywhere we go, we're gonna bring those things.
Yeah, they'll name it something like the Murder A, or something like some
the coldest killers in the world.
Right.
Man.
They just weren't hard enough to make it out in the big city, so they went over there to say we're the toughest in Alaska. Yeah, probably.
Like, if I was to tell them that stat, right? Like a savage from Alaska, right? That North Lawndale has more homicides than the state of Alaska, they would be offended by that. They'd be like, "Man, you're calling us sweet kind of deal," you know?
Yeah, they would have to get their murders up, man.
Right. I mean, I've seen it. I've talked to some men where like they told me where they're from, right? And I've like naturally responded, man, it's nice right there, but I didn't mean it like in insult. I just meant it's like that's a nice area that you're at. And he's like, man, it's not that nice, X, Y, and Z. I was like, all right, chill, bro. I believe you. You're a killer.
Yeah.
Hi.
My name is Smokey Fontaine, and I'm covering the election for BlackPlanet.com here from our headquarters in New York City. Now, have y'all ever heard of Wasilla, Alaska?
I was mayor of my hometown.
Wait, hold on. Smokey Fontaine does not do Alaska. I don't do that cold thing. I guess I better go get my hoodie. Hello?
I've never thought about there not being a lot of Negroes out here. You know, I've never.
He said, and I believe him, because who says, man, no one ever says, damn, we don't have enough black people here. No one ever thinks like that.
Yo, Panther in the bag.
I don't think anybody thinks like that. Damn, man, it's not. Maybe we could use some more black people. Shout out to Big Larry. Big Larry in the building. Yeah, man, we could use more black people, man. How about this? Let's give us some more black people. Salute to Roger Wood. He says, black and indigenous people of color.
I love that song.
I mean, this guy didn't say anything wrong here except for saying Negroes, which is probably like people probably will get offended by.
Yeah, that's not even wrong. About there not being a lot of Negroes out here. You know, I've never had African Americans. I've never thought.
There really isn't. Not out here.
Is that guy black? Nah, not that dude. Okay.
It took a while to get adjusted here. The lifestyle is completely different. There's another black person over there, so there's two.
It's not a lot of black people out here for one. Right. In Anchorage or Wasilla.
Let's try here.
We didn't have any moose in New York City.
A lot of people are just itching wherever I go when I go to class. They're itching to ask me, who are you going to vote for?
I didn't even know Sarah Palin was from here until she got picked.
I guess a small town mayor is sort of like a community organizer.
I'm going for Obama anyway.
I'm not voting for him because he's African American or black. I'm voting for him because I like what he's saying.
I've seen the power of opportunity in America when it's working. I've lived it.
I've been surprised by some of the support that Obama done got, because I done had like old white dudes that look like they'll call you nigga in a heartbeat, say Obama, Obama, Obama.
If the instance in America is that everyone has the same opportunity, then what we've got to do is release our minds from the lie that we don't and begin to challenge the American system and see if we do.
My own story wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the American dream.
It's cold and freezing and snowing, and you're one in a million? That's kind of crazy.
We don't have a lot of African American friends.
Out here, I only got actually one homeboy.
No, I do not have a lot of black friends.
I really don't hang out too tough in Wasilla.
And the crazy thing is they all love their life.
I'm originally from Jersey City.
Okay.
But
See?
Alaska's my home.
Hometown girl?
Yeah.
Well, Alaska's your home. I like that.
I love it here.
It turned out all right. I mean, it wasn't near as bad as it could have been.
People have a choice to move wherever they want to move. Success is a state of mind.
Actually, my son is out here. He's having to deal with because he's actually the only little black kid in his whole classroom. To a degree, it's going to be an advantage because he's not going to have an excuse not to excel. Just because nobody looks like you doesn't mean that you can't do what you're there to do.
This is also tiresome, man.
I mean, I got to give them credit. At least you're not playing the race card, and at least they have that can-do attitude, you know.
Yeah, but they still are. It's just, I just hate stating the obvious. You go to a 99% white place. I mean, oh, there are no sons here. It's like, what would you expect? Same thing in Ireland. Same thing across Europe. Same thing in Scotland. Oh, there are no Asians here. It's like, no, you're in a majority white country. Of course there wouldn't be.
And then they want to change that. Like, why not stay in your own?
And I think what I hate the most is when immigrants always say, "Oh, I don't see people who look like me." For everyone who ever did something, someone had to be the first. If you're not seeing someone who looks like you have, and you want to stay in that place, you have to be the first of whoever looks like you to do the thing or move there. You don't go there where no one else has been and complain that they don't have your noodles. Like, you have to be the one to be importing your noodles if you want your noodles, and then there'll be your noodles there. It's aggravating because that hardly happens in Asian countries or African countries. Everyone accepts that they are the minority of the minority. But once it's a white Western country, oh, I'm not seeing my people. Oh, they have to change. I need to have a mosque here. I need to have this here. I need to have a hair shop. I need to have all these things. It's just aggravating.
Yeah, it's just like you came over there just to force yourself on other people, just for the sake of forcing yourself on other people.
I mean, New Jersey and Alaska, of course it's going to be miles drastically different.
It's narcissism is what it is.
Yeah. And he's
That's
talking
what I'm
about,
saying.
my son's the only, black boy in his class. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, of course he is. There's probably going to be more Native Americans in there than your son.
Sons are like a nagging, abusive girlfriend or wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're codependent on you, but then they want to bully you all the time. That's pretty much like.
Yeah.
It's desert demons as well.
Press one, guys.
Shit on you in public too. Like, make her friends think you're an asshole. Make people that you may meet think you're an asshole.
But then what they consider success is your own standard. Like, your neighborhood, your schools, your achievements is what your fashion is what they consider success for themselves, but they hate you. So it's just insane.
It's jealousy is what it is. You know what I mean?
Of course. That's why I said yesterday, it's more jealousy than animosity.
Man, that's crazy. Oh God.
And stand with them in solidarity and action towards justice.
Oh God.
At UAF, we are growing into a socially just and caring institution of higher education.
Yeah, then you have the
this
one
ongoing
aide
series
claiming
known as
some-
Shine a Light, promoting conversations on diversity, equity, and inclusion, is designed to encourage understanding, build empathy, and engage us all in thinking critically about our worldviews. This series is led by our Northwest campus, but like all great diversity efforts, there are many partnerships and collaborations. We would like to thank the UAF's Department of Equity and Compliance and the United Diversity and Action Center for partnering with the Northwest campus to bring this series into reality. We've posted several excellent topics throughout the series, such as Black History in Alaska, Women's Focus, Women's History with a focus on Alaska Native women, the impacts of boarding schools in our communities, and other topics that impact our diverse communities. You can find all of these recordings on the Northwest Campus website, which is nwc.uaf.edu. Under the courses tab, you will see Shine a Light, and you will be able to find all of our recordings. So as we celebrate Black History Month, it is important
to protests and
Sorry to
volunteer
interrupt.
opportunities.
The thing about that
and
guy
take
is
me in the
he's obviously camp, gay, whatever he wants to be. He's never fit in.
You're speaking
in
very low,
whatever
Pam.
group.
You're very
Pardon
low.
me? Oh, sorry. I was saying he's never fit in his social groups or just with his peers. So he's
Right.
gone back in his family tree and said, oh, okay, one grandparent is son. Now that's going to be my identity. Now I am son. I'm going to start the son group at my university and represent. And then
And I'm
add
gonna
in
be
my
the biggest, loudest
Right.
son voice on the campus.
Yeah. And then add in the LGBT aspect as well.
It's just they go over there to these homogenous places just to be, oh, I'm different, I'm unique here. But like they were just a dime a dozen back in their hometown. It's like I said with the gangs coming to Alaska, like those guys were probably soft back in LA or any of those other hot spots. So they came over there just to say, oh yeah, we're the toughest guys here. Same idea.
Yeah, but what I'm also saying is you can see with that he's probably been excluded from every peer group that he was growing up in.
I don't know. That depends on where he's from. Like if he's from a liberal area, probably not. But if he was from a more conservative suburban, more white area, probably yeah. So you have to know his background.
I understand why mixed people don't like being mixed in America. Like, forget the one job rule.
Yeah, I blame whiter women for that, man.
Look.
All right, here we go.
All is well.
Brother.
All is well, and today we're going to touch on a really controversial topic. As you can see by the title, is there racism in Alaska? So let's jump right into it.
Yes.
Now, everybody knows that Philly Doms have been working in Alaska. I've been working in Alaska for maybe the last couple of years. So I've been to different parts of Alaska. I've been to Juneau. I've been to Cordova, where I'm at right now. And I've been to Kodiak. I've been to Anchorage. I've been to some other places I can't remember, but I've been to a couple places in Alaska right now. And I've worked there for maybe from 2 months to like 5 months. And I haven't really experienced no racism in Alaska. But I was talking to one of my subscribers, AKA friend. She wanted me to address this subject matter because she is convinced that there is racism, a lot of racism in Alaska. I told her I have not experienced that at all. Me being a black man, working and living here right now, I have not experienced no racism in Alaska, but she's from Alaska and she told me there's a lot of racism. So basically, I'm not too familiar with this subject matter here because I really haven't experienced too much racism. So I need you, the subscribers and the viewers, to give me your input on Alaska if you're from Alaska.
Okay, so the brother said he didn't, and that was 2019 though. This is before, Floyd.
But this is still my problem. I don't consider it racism if you were never in my country. So my country and all my systems were not built for you. So it's not racism because you were never in my thought process when I was setting up my country, my laws and my rules. So if you then come years after and say, oh, they don't have Afro hair shops, oh, they don't have this, they don't have that, that is not my problem because I didn't build my town for you. And so it's not racism.
Right. That's true. That's true.
That is.
Yeah.
License and registration.
What's going on? White people, we hold white people.
License and registration.
What's going on?
We're looking for 2 Negroes.
So I love South Korea, but I'm not going to go saying, oh my God, where are the Afro things? Well, where are the Afro things? I am expecting to see majority South Koreans only, maybe some Japanese, maybe some Chinese because of their historical issues, but I'm not expecting to see like Nigerian corner in the middle of Seoul. It's ridiculous.
You know who's really awful with this shit? Like, Wicked, don't take us the wrong way, but it's the Hombritos. Like, like with the Suns, I can't really blame them for like feeling this way because they kind of came to this country against their own will. So, but the Hombritos, they want to cry racism when, like, you guys were never here, and then you only came over here when the whites were here, and then you want to cry racism. Like, then why did you come here in the first place?
No, I don't even like if you were sold to whatever, the British, whoever, as a prisoner of war, you came as labor. I mean, in current day systems, we have what do you call it? It's like if you're working at Amazon, they only allow you 20 minutes to go to the toilet, and they're monitoring you, slave labor, all that sort of thing. So that's how African Americans were. But whilst they were here, the European Americans, British Americans, were still building America for themselves. So it's not racism because they were not thinking of African Americans whilst they were building their country. So it's not racism because the country in that way wasn't for you. So it's not racism.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but like, you know, when the blacks, like, you know, the blacks complain like, oh yeah, you guys don't think about us, this, that, and the third. I'm like, you know, but yeah, like they kind of were forced into a land that, you know, that was built for the whites, you know, and they were forced here against their will. They didn't voluntarily come here. So I can understand why there's some animosity there, like how there's a mismatch, and now they can't go back to Africa because they're so used
What
to
do you
being
mean they
African.
can't go back? You can buy $150 for a passport and go back.
Well, they're so far removed from, like, you know, from their home continent. You know what I mean? So they're kind of in a very tough spot.
But they're not. And this is why I say, like, the decision has to be made, because you have to decide, are you American first? And if you're American first and you remove the race from your brain as a priority, everything becomes like the rose-colored glasses will fall off your eyes, and you'll say every opportunity is available to me as I'm an American first.
Yeah,
If you're
we're never
not,
gonna.
and the race thing is so deep, there are Americans who've been going to Ghana and Liberia and all these other countries for the past 10 years. Go get your passport, go join them.
Yeah, true. You know what I mean? But like that's what I'm saying. But like more I'm speaking about is the Hispanics. Like, you know, like they come over here, and, like, you know, they sneak in this country illegally, and they think they're entitled to everything, and then they want to complain about
The entire Southwest was Mexico before the war. All those people became American overnight.
True, but then most of the Mexicans here came after the Mexican-American War.
Where? Are you talking about the East Coast?
I'm talking about the Southwest in California. Yeah, there were Mexicans living there, Hispanics living there. I get it, but the majority of people of Hispanic descent who were residing in those areas came after the Mexican-American War.
Is that a fact? Because from what I hear, everywhere down there, you would think you're in Mexico. How many Hispanics there are, like in Texas, in Arizona, and New Mexico, California?
Because the migration for the past couple decades. You know what I mean?
I got you, but there was before that there was a lot of Hispanics there, though.
Yeah, but that still falls into my point, Wicked, that is what S Freak is saying as well. For what it is now, it is part of European America. So again, you have to decide, are you American first? If you say you're Mexican first, go back across the border and settle in Mexico.
Look, Pathian, let me say this to you, Pathian. As far as I care, we can line them all up on a wall and shoot them all. For as much as I care. Send them back,
we don't have to
shoot
go
them
that
down,
far.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a shoot on site as well, but hey.
No, I didn't say shoot on site. I said line them up on a wall.
I'm more for deport them and they can have their own spaces and let us have ours. But don't act like you're entitled to ours, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just the screaming of racism for systems that were not built for you.
But
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
Hispanics don't really, I never really heard them cry out racism like that. Personally, I don't know. I'm sure there is Hispanic hombres doing that, but I don't really see it as like in practice. You know?
I mean, the fact that they think that they're entitled to come to, like, the illegals, we're all a country of immigrants, this and that. I'm like, we're a country of immigrants from Europe.
Yeah, I don't think that they think of it as I'm entitled to it so much as I want to work. And there's work here. That's kind of more the thought process. I don't think they're thinking like, oh, it's my right to X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
I kind of beg to differ. I mean, they think it's their right to come to this country illegally. You know what I mean? If you want to work, then try to get a visa or through a guest worker program. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. They could also evidently just cross the river and get to work as well. It seems, right?
Yeah, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, it just creates a lot of problems, economic problems here. Like, you know what I mean? It saturates the labor force with too many workers, like, you know what I mean? It creates too much competition between them and the natives.
Yeah. I just think I think it's fucking heartbreaking when a native-born English-speaking motherfucker is getting out-competed by a person that can't even speak the fucking language. It's sad, quite frankly.
I don't know.
It's kind of pathetic, actually.
I don't know if it's so much as like the Mexicans work harder. I think it's just the fact that they just work for less.
Well, see, I love that argument, right? Because I don't know if I told you this story, but long story short, I walked into a factory once, right? I shit you not, when I walked in there, I thought I was in Guatemala, right? They all looked like there was not one person over 5'2" over in there, right? I was talking to the HR department. These people were these immigrants, illegals, were getting paid what Americans would get paid. So they're not getting paid how they say like slave labor, or they're getting paid well, dude. I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. Maybe it's anecdotal, you know?
But also what happens, which happens in the UK when the Europeans started Eastern Europeans, I should say, started coming in 2004 and going into the building industry, kind of same thing as Mexicans and South Americans, is they would be getting paid lower, but again, their outgoing expenses was much smaller because they would all be like 6 in a house, 6 in a room, doing like shift changes in terms of sleeping and so forth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pardon me?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So they don't buy clothes.
Like my family did.
Like Polish food from that one store, and they're all accumulating their money. Then they'll take a month off, and then go back to Poland and build their house.
Yeah. See, the thing that my family did as freak was they all lived in one apartment, and so eventually they bought homes, but not in Mexico. They bought the homes here. You know what I mean? Like they established themselves there.
I understand that, but going back to what Pantheon was saying, and she said this, I think, either last night or the night before, those Eastern Europeans, they eventually went back to their home country, and they built up their homeland. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the Mexicans came over here, they were just saving up their money, and then they went back to their home country, that would be fine. Like, what I mean? Like,
white people, hold on, but there's not white people in their home country. See, the thing about it is the Polish, they go back and they get to be around white people. The Mexicans come here and they go back and they can't be around white people anymore.
I mean, there are white Mexicans. The Hispanics are racially very diverse.
Yeah, but we know in the whole world, as much as they want to cry racism, they like Caucasians. They love the Caucasian system. I mean, even desert.
Yeah, but Hispanics don't necessarily cry racism, though.
They do. When they get deported, they're like, "Oh, that's racist." Like they were calling Trump racist and all that shit for wanting to deport them. Like when you hear illegally, it's entitlement.
Where's your substantial evidence? What is the number one cause?
Let me play this video.
What is the number one cause of Black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks?
No, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. What's the number one cause of death of blacks in Chicago?
Where's your substantial evidence?
It's right there, dude. It's the real-time vetted crime.
Where does it say it? Where does it say that it's African American? Look at the map.
It says right there.
Where does it say that it's...
Yo, dude, they brag about it on all the blogs. Like, if you talk to any one of those Chicago rappers, they brag about that. Like, why is he? This is a level
because it's embarrassing to admit.
But he's acting
but this is a level of cooning, though. This is more cooning than the stuff we do because
they're not embarrassed by it. He's saying they're proud of it. They brag about it.
No, he's him by acting like he's dumbfounded by that is cooning, because he's only doing that around white people. He would never be around a bunch of black people and act like this was fucking some goddamn revelation.
He's probably cousins himself due to gun violence.
Yeah, they're probably
he's changing his behavior radically because he's around white people. That's
of course.
Cooning. He's cool.
And then when he finishes, he'll say, "Oh, I was in a PWI and I suffered, and they were so racist."
Yeah.
What is the number one cause of black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks?
No, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. What's the number one cause of death of blacks in Chicago?
Where's your substantial evidence?
It's right there, dude. It's the real-time vetted
Where
crime.
does it say it? Where does it say that it's African American? Look at the map.
It says right there.
Where does it say that it's African
Scroll down. It
Americans
shows
doing
by
this?
race actually there.
Are you just seeing that it's people being killed? Or are
Tell
you
me.
saying that it's
Right there, by race. Right there.
There's no nigga on the planet that doesn't know that Chicago black people are I could see a different city where you just didn't know, like, you know, maybe like some little random city, but Chicago, like that's their claim to
pretending for
fame.
Chicago is crazy.
That is so crazy, man.
Boom.
I
who is killing them?
Who is killing African Americans?
Yes.
The police.
People are killing people.
No. What race is killing them?
Why are y'all trying to act like African Americans are just solely murdered? People are killing people.
No. What
That's a real
race is
problem
killing?
that we
Is it
have.
white people killing blacks or blacks killing
People
blacks?
are killing people, Charlie.
Okay, but hold on. What race is
You're
killing
saying
the other
what race is killing what race more? That does not matter.
It does matter because it's a black-on-black problem.
It's a
and
black
blacks
on black
need to
problem,
solve
or is
the
it a
problem
crime
of
problem?
black-on-black
Is
violence.
it a black on black problem or is it a crime problem?
It's an American
It's a black-on-black problem. That is a crime problem. Somehow, if it was a black-on-black problem, it's a crime problem. It's systemic injustice. It's the police.
No,
not
what
enough
you're
funding.
saying, these races might have a easier time with policing, and yeah, they're gonna have nearly response time of 2 seconds.
Wait, it's the police's
for
fault that so
following
many blacks are
instructions.
killing other blacks?
Who just said that?
You did.
I said that?
Yes. No, but
Girl,
no,
please.
I want you to tell me, why is it that black Americans are 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders?
Where can you show me that?
Again, anyone near you can show you the
ChatGPT has shown
stats, right?
proven
It's
data
right
that
there.
it is-
Look. Man,
Let's read it. 70% of offenders were African American. Wait.
I thought it would have been higher.
what is
Right.
the number one cause
It
of
is
black
higher.
death in
It is higher.
I
They
would
just
think-
can't count. It's
I would
so
think it
many,
would be like about 80, 75,
yes.
80, you know?
It's so many unsolved and shit murders.
Yeah.
But actually, he did what you said yesterday, Ak, that if you remove race and ethnicity from description, how quickly will you need to add it back in?
Yep.
What do you mean?
No, yesterday Ak was saying that tomorrow, like if we remove race from descriptions and you say someone stole something from you, and you have to be saying, oh no, they were tall, they had dreads, but you can't say they're African American. So he was using that same argument. Oh no, people are killing people.
Mm.
And he had to be pushed into accepting that no, it's a black on black problem.
Yeah. So salute the male monkey.
That's exactly what a group of thieves had their eyes on. Not to buy, but to bag. On Wednesday, surveillance cameras captured a chaotic smash and grab inside Ryan Higuera's Galleria Montclair. A crew of 9 swarmed the store in a hit that was as bold as
These are burritos.
it was sloppy, with thieves smashing, grabbing, and stumbling out the door.
They sent 2 people in, and then they see, it's working, and then the 3, and then the 4, and then the 5, and then they give them the go. All 9 of them run in. They had at least 2 or 3 getaway drivers, different vehicles each time, booked at 10 westbound.
Another angle captured on cell phone video shows the suspects stumbling over merchandise in their rush to escape, tripping over the very items they came to steal.
They just destroyed the whole store, and this last time we're looking at least $10,000 to $20,000 worth of damages.
This
That's so fucked up.
isn't their first fashion heist. Higuera says it's the 3rd hit on his store in a month, and he's convinced it's the same crew every time.
This crew's out of LA. The time before this time, they all came in with ski masks. This time, nobody came in with a ski mask.
These surveillance images were given to the Montclair Police Department as part of the investigation. They are trying to determine if this group is connected to the previous incident. So far, no arrests have been made.
You know what I mean? They look like straight Ashton.
That's exactly what a group of thieves had their eyes on.
Those motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. This football player is in trouble right here. He literally choked his girlfriend unconscious.
Is this new?
Yeah, it just came out today.
Who is it?
Quay Darius Davis.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, but I mean,
Caleb Williams,
no one would have ever believed this if it wasn't on camera. Watch it. She choked her. He choked her to, like. Damn, I can't even show no more because she started.
they'll flag your shit for sure. Yo, as long as it wasn't DJ Moore or Caleb Williams, we good.
Yeah.
Did she survive?
Yeah, she survived, but his career won't survive. I can tell you that much.
He's probably behind bars right now.
Well, I mean, look at the Chiefs running back. I forget his name right now, but he survived it.
Nah, this is different. This is different.
What about Ray Rice? I don't know. No, he
never played another down. He never played another down.
Yo, but he did. Yeah, he did beat that Glider Queen pretty good though.
Nah, his wife was white. His wife was black. Ray
the one he beat wasn't a Glider Queen?
No.
Oh
You
shit!
didn't see her hands.
This is nasty shit that niggas do.
He should be
dude, he should be put in the stock for this in front of the store.
Yeah. Throw shit at him.
Right. Put a sign on it.
That's
Can you imagine what people would do to him if they found out what he did and he was on the stock in front?
Yeah.
They would fuck him up.
I don't get the humor in this. Like he thinks this funny, but I just don't get the humor.
Like somebody bought that. Somebody took that home.
Oh yeah.
It was right in the front too. Yeah, definitely.
30 days only.
30 days in jail.
He should have like biological warfare.
Man, I'll say
niggas are the worst people on earth. I do understand why they made them slaves. I think one of the worst things that happened was they stopped making them slaves. If they'd have kept niggas as slaves, we'd have built more shit. We'd have been better people. Whenever black people were under the oppression of white people, they did more. They were more productive people. Name the shit you've built since being out of slavery.
What is it?
Name it.
What's that guy's name?
Rap.
Tommy
Sotomayor.
Tommy Sotomayor.
They made rap, so there's that.
Hip hop, yeah.
Can I send you 2 Instagram clips, Ag? Or are you just doing Twitter?
Is that Instagram?
Yeah.
In the back.
Okay, hold on.
Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man. He says, thank you for regularly joining the panel, Pantheon. On top of your intelligent contributions, your voice is extremely pleasing. Salute Op, panel, chat, nation, and Pantheon.
Kisses.
She taking over for Brown Sugar, man. The voice that makes the men moist.
Voice from across the Atlantic.
Man, yo, but man,
across the pond.
Fierce though.
I don't see it, Pantheon. I don't see nothing back there. Back there.
I mean, AP is fierce.
Yeah, I haven't seen AP in a while, man. I don't know where she at, man.
I'm more of a Brown Sugar kind of guy, but heads out to AP.
AP be giving them sisters the blues, man.
Man, the business.
Yeah, you a sister, man.
Have you met AP, Pantheon? Have you heard?
Yeah, I would watch her, and I think when my first panel is when she came. That was beginning of December. Like she joined for 10 minutes.
What do you think about AP?
No, I think she's fine.
Let me just play this video, man. Try to start a cat fight and shit, man.
Bring them back here! Bring them back here! Bring them back here!
here. Stop spit on me, please. Go back the fuck up, then, hoe. That's what y'all want me to make a scene. She go like, oh, you got an IV, you got an IV. No, she said I got an IV, don't play games with me. Come and bring the stuff. We're doing it.
It's right there. The cart's right there. Let's go to the
cart. She'll raise his ass.
Damn, she called her racist after all that, after spitting on them. Those white people were very nice, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. These white people were very nice. And like I told you in hospital, I told you they were awesome, man. When me and my wife were in the hospital all that time, man. These people were awesome. She still branded them racist.
Bring them back here. Bring them back here. Bring them back here. Stop spit on me, please. Go back the fuck up, then, hoe. That's what y'all want me to make a scene. She go like, oh, you got an IV, you got an IV. No, she said I got an IV, don't play games with me. Come and bring the stuff. We're doing it.
It's right there. The cart's right there. Let's go to the cart.
She'll raise his ass. He's not no fucking redneck.
You're gonna earn your money today. You see her coming, you know you're earning your shit.
No.
Girl, don't leave out this stuff. I'm finna go to jail. I'm about to go to jail. Literally. I'm finna go to jail. Some girl keep on recording me on this phone.
Because you're the worker saying you're about to go to jail. For what? You're gonna assault me? You're gonna assault me? This is why I'm recording. This is why I'm recording. You're saying you're gonna assault me. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Girl, don't leave out this stuff.
Imagine telling the customer I'm about to go to jail. That's crazy.
Right.
Like the customer's supposed to be always right. You tell the customer that, man, I'm about to go to jail. Like, whoa, shit. Man. Like, because think about that. That's such a threat that, like, yo, it could be anything. It could be, I'm about to assault you. I'm about to kill you. It's so open-ended that it's like, yo, that's crazy. I'm about to go to jail. And as a person, like these white women right here, as much as they'll try to act all shocked when they hear black crime statistics and, you know, act like they're all bothered by just hearing them and shit, she know that once that black girl said, I'm about to go to jail, she needed to take some action to document that. And, you know what I'm saying? And so that she didn't just be like, nah, whatever. You remember the other day we saw the video where they were hearing the black crime statistics. They were all like, the white girls was all acting like they were all like heartbroken by like the fact that it was just mentioned. But when the sister say, I'm about to go to jail, yeah, you get 911 immediately, phone out immediately. She know, they know. This woman will hop that counter and start ripping your hair out at the fucking root.
And she a big sister too.
Yep.
She'll put them paws on you.
Yep. Start ripping your hair out at the fucking root. And your ass will be sitting there talking about some goddamn I march for BLM and shit.
Right.
I have a BLM sign in my yard.
And then it'll still be like a question if like the sister's the victim. Like,
yeah, because what you said, like, well, you ain't had to get smart. Like, it'll be like, damn, you got smart. It'll be like Carmela Anthony, like, damn, like, you got smart. You was recording her.
Glider women are so fucking dumb because they don't realize that, you know, sons, especially son women, hate them. Like, son men see them as sex objects, and son women just have the ultimate disdain for them. I mean, it was son women that fucking acquitted OJ in the jury. Like, Johnny Cochran specifically selected son women because he knew that they would let OJ off because they were glad that he killed a glider woman.
Right. Yeah,
it's like,
the fact that white women act like they don't know that black women hate them it's almost to the point where, like, it's gotta be a front. They gotta be, you know, just doing that for show or just to, you know, for everyone else. They can't not know that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It feels like they don't know it, right? I really feel like they don't know it.
They have to. It's so much evidence out there, man.
It feels for me like even more than like hatred, it's like more jealousy.
Yeah, but jealousy and hatred
Right. Yeah,
are
for sure.
they Siamese twins.
I agree, but with that said, I think it feels like more jealousy than hatred. But I feel you though.
Yeah. Jealousy is a terrible vice, man. This one says South Africa was once considered a developed country. Then they removed white privilege, and here's the results. Let's see, South Africa. Jesus Christ.
That's South Africa?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No way this is how it looks on the regular.
I mean, that right there, that is tough to clean up. Is this after a parade or something?
Man, I hope it was, man. I hope that's not how it looks.
Or a riot? Maybe a riot. Maybe this is after a riot.
Be. I hope so.
I mean, they had riots not too long ago down there. So.
Was it another?
It's got to be after a riot.
Was it another Kill Whitey riot?
I think so, maybe, you know what I mean? Because I remember there were the gliders, they were arming up and they were like defending their property. But I think it had to do with like access to water or something like that. I don't quite remember. But it wasn't that long ago.
Wow. Uh-oh.
I'm not splitting no check. I told them to get separate. I'm not splitting no check with y'all, so I don't know why y'all trying to split no check. I'm not doing it. I didn't eat all that y'all ate. Y'all getting drinks and y'all didn't get all that.
Y'all don't wear it. You're not wrong.
No, it don't matter. It's my birthday. I got it paid for. We're not going to do this birthday. So y'all trying to split the check? Who paying for your shit? I'm paying for my own shit. We need to get separate checks. I'm not splitting no check. I can't wait till y'all 24 hours up. Why would I split a check with y'all? Why would I split a check? I'm paying for my own shit. I'm not splitting no check because I didn't eat all that. Got drinks and all that y'all got. But we always do that. I don't always do a fuck thing. I don't eat with y'all. I be by myself. I be by myself. I ain't by I pay for myself. My food. I don't eat with y'all. I'm not splitting it. Y'all drink no more of this bottle though. I ain't got to. You ain't got to. I'm too tired. You feeling great. I'm too tired. You feeling great.
The caption funny as hell. It said, you're about to get a 0% tip. Yeah. You ain't getting no tip if they arguing like that.
Yeah, well, you know what? At this point in time, at least they're considering paying at least.
Yeah, they're not gonna die and dash, so yeah, that's good. But yeah. So I guess if when you saw them come in, of all the things that could happen, this is probably the best case.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. They wonder why, like other tables get a waiter comes to another table before them. Like they'll be sitting there, like those people at that table came in after us, and the waiter went over there because all the waiters are trying to wait for another waiter to come get y'all. Like the waiters are standing back, like hoping another waiter takes y'all table.
Right. Can you imagine?
And it seems like you're being overlooked. You're being passed by. But it's like a manager will literally have to come and make one of the waiters take your table. And it's like you're not being passed. You're not being passed by. I mean, you are being passed by. You are. That's what I mean to say. You are.
Can you imagine, like, if like the waitress got a good tip from them? The surprise she would like. She'd be like, "Damn, this is different."
Yeah, I've been that guy because I tell you, I tip well. I've been that guy, man, at restaurants, man. I've had that happen to me at a gentleman's club, not a strip club, but a gentleman's club.
Yeah.
It's like the lady was like, "Yo, she's like, I never get any tips from these guys." And she was like, "I don't mean to say it like this, but from guys like you."
Damn.
And I was like, "Yeah, I know, I know." Now we was having a conversation though, you know what I'm saying? So
Damn.
And she was like, yeah. I was like, I know, I know, but I try. I said, but I tip well, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Damn.
And like, you know that like if you like unlike that other guy with Charlie Kirk, like I ain't gonna play stupid. Like I went out with sons. I've been places with sons. We were ran off on checks and shit plenty of times and shit. I done been with sons. Like I ain't trying to play stupid. I know, like you said, if when the bill come around and sons pay for their food, the tip is like, yo, it's always one person there that's nice and they'll leave you like $5. But the sons like, man, I ain't tipping. That's what they supposed to do, especially if you go to like a Texas Roadhouse or a Denny's or Bob's Big Boy. Like if you ain't going to like no fucking Chez Moulet or Maggiano's or you know what I'm saying, or Ruth Chris, they don't look at it like those people. They look at it like those people don't deserve tips at those little type restaurants.
Damn.
So they might pay the bill. Everybody gonna put the exact change up there, and you like, y'all ain't gonna leave this motherfucker no tip. And here's the thing too, they gonna run you ragged too.
Right.
Sauce, this sauce, that sauce.
I'm allergic to this.
Damn.
Can we get this? Oh, this ain't hot enough. Can you take this back and heat this up? My shrimps was this can we get some lemon for the tea? Can this I mean, they gonna run you ragged.
And not to mention, they'll probably try to pull the old, oh, there's a hair in my food trick or something like that. Try to eat for free.
Yeah, I'm talking about on the good one.
So some people would do better in the UK because we don't tip. Because it's only here because your tips are literally part of the person's pay
But
packet.
they're from here though. They you can't use that because
I know. I'm just saying that
they
would enjoy UK.
Yeah, they Americans. They know the deal. They from America. Every other's custom, you know what I'm saying? They know when like black waiters want tips. Black waiters won't get tipped. Black waiters avoid black tables too. It ain't just the white waiter that's avoiding the black table. Let's see this.
You can't do that.
Be professional. What happened?
Be professional.
We are. Be representation. She said, yo, she wildin'.
She wildin'. It was her. It was her. It was her.
Can you put her in the car? Put her in your car?
Yeah, she wilded him up. It was her. It was her. It was. You can't do that.
Yeah, but those crowds at the scene, they will. I can understand this is a bad look, but those crowds at the scene, they are horrible.
They'll needle you with their comments.
Yeah, they're just horrible. Like they're just awful.
Yeah, but
especially if it's like a thug or just a local home hoodlum. Get off of man! What y'all doing to him?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I trust me, I know all too well. But for her to be out there, you know, calling them song words.
No, I get it.
What are you doing?
No, of course, yeah. She has to maintain her.
She's out of no, she's completely out of control. But they're awful. I've been part of those crowds. I've been in that crowd.
You've been in there talking shit or what?
Both. I've been in that crowd marveling at them, and I've been in there talking shit. Like you gotta understand, like when you in the hood, like you gotta be with the people. What they doing, you know what I'm saying? You can't, hey, like you don't want to be like you just become like you sink to that level. The hood, you know, you sink.
It's contagious, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, you just become that. You know what I'm saying? And the police, you know, that it's part of the culture too. Where I'm from too, in DC, that where they just treat the police like literal shit. It's part of the culture. It's like kind of like you know what I'm saying, like like we talked about tipping. It's kind of like just a social.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I've been there, man. Cops rarely act like that, though. I will give you credit. Like 99% of them just stay in the character.
Hey, stand up for me. Turn around.
Please not do that. I call my friend
Yeah,
first.
you want to call? But let me put the cuffs on you first, and then I'll let you call.
Can you take me outside and do it outside? Because I don't
You
want
gotta go
anybody
to the
see me.
office. You have to go to the office.
Go to the front office.
Yeah.
Can I go to the office without this, please?
Okay, turn around.
If you have a locker? Yes. Can I call?
With her hair done, you can tell she was still.
Is that the phone right there?
What's she doing? Was she stealing or?
Expensive.
Was she stealing, Ak?
It looks
I
like
don't know yet. I just think so. I don't know.
It looks like
For wrestling.
You're going?
It's yours, right?
Oh, I thought you were off.
I am off, but I don't want to go to Orlando.
Oh.
They gonna walk her through the store with handcuffs.
If it was a glider, they wouldn't
They're
let
gonna,
them
yeah,
walk.
well, someone else is gonna take you. I'm
Right.
checking into the office right now.
Oh, they walking her through the whole store. Oh.
I don't remember. Can I go on short here? That I have my food in there and stuff. Does she have a list of who is? Terry has one. Okay, let me try to get her stuff. Here.
Yeah, looks like theft or embezzlement, maybe. I'm thinking embezzlement, who knows?
Do you have any other property on you that I can just grab off you? Just your other phone? That's it?
I think I have another phone.
Another phone? Where's that at?
It's in my pocket.
Which one?
I'm not sure.
The shot? Okay. Because I think they want this phone.
Can I call my dad or someone else? Oh my god. That's not my phone, that's the one my phone.
This one?
Can you take one off, please? I'm not gonna do anything. Can you take one here now?
I can't. It'll be against my policy. I gotta get this phone. You can stand up.
Are they gonna take me on for how long?
I don't know. I don't know for how long they're gonna take you.
Oh my god. If I pay the money, would they let me go?
I don't think so.
She got caught.
Stand
Damn.
up for me.
She said, "Oh my God." She knew what time it was as soon as they came in.
Yeah, was that Floyd?
Get your lazy black asses over here and buy my Fent burger. What's good, my niggas? I just opened up a
Damn.
restaurant called Fent Donald's for real niggas like myself. Get your lazy black asses over here and buy my Fent burger.
AI George
What's-
Floyd.
Man, AI is crazy, bro.
Oh my God.
What's that?
Right. Carnival Cruise Line. Shit.
Oh shit.
It's the Navy.
Jeez.
The what they call them, women kings.
Jeez.
I put some videos in the back chat, Ak, but they're Instagram.
You didn't. I looked at it and it wasn't nothing back
I was
there.
trying to get them. They're not there.
Oh, okay, at the bottom. Oh, damn. My bad. Let me see.
Go from the top one of what London used to look like. This is why I have a big issue.
Oh, beautiful, man. Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Clean.
You see
Oh,
one
look at the
Sun
people.
person, you see one Patel, that was it. Everyone else was glider.
Yeah, the people demeanor. Look at their demeanor.
You haven't
They're
shared the
very
screen.
calm.
Yo, it's not on. It's not.
Oh, I haven't shared the screen yet.
No.
No.
Okay, they're very calm.
And that's Oxford Street. Like that, it's beautiful. Now looks, yeah.
Look at how white people are. Like one thing about white people, they don't make like they don't take up a lot of space, and they don't make hysterical movements and shit, and you know they're really like calm and
that's a good way to put it.
centered.
Calm.
Yeah, centered and shit, and that's the thing about them, and look at the even though everything about them, the way they walk is their arms, their limbs don't move. You know what I'm saying? Wildly when they walk. I know when I walk, I'm like, you know, motherfucking, you know, just popping and shit and arms swinging everywhere and shit. White people are just
the energy.
They're very centered.
Yeah.
And still, and all this right here is a reflection of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of their society. They created this for them.
You know, that one Sun Man in the Charlie Kirk video would be like, what do you mean? This is people being people. Right. Brother.
Yes,
No.
and then look at the next video, which is after school somewhere Greater London or either like Manchester or somewhere, and just see the difference.
After school?
Yeah, so when school's out, like at 3:30. But this is literally the London I grew, like childhood, late 90s, 2000s. That's how it was. I was the token ethnic for most of my school years, and there was no
This is
issue
now?
because you're in a white country. Yeah.
This is now after school?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, like the energy is different. Like you just said, it's very
But it's not the
imposing.
energy. Just look at the school children. How many are there? Like, where are the white ones?
But look at how they're menacing and they like to look scary. Like the boys are intentionally looking scary because they want to be seen as scary because the other ones are scary. Like that they want to be menacing. They want to be there like, hey, I'm a poisonous frog. Stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? They're like peacocking and shit.
Yeah.
It's like in nature, you know what I mean? Animals do different shit to scare off other animals.
Yeah.
All these boys are responding to the threat of each other. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Wearing masks and pants sagging, and then look, fighting and enjoying the fight, like reveling in the fight, like someone getting hurt brings joy and brings entertainment. Running from authorities is exhilarating. You know, nobody's got any books. Everybody's hands are free.
You know, to be fair though, at least for me, in these clips, is these are young men. You know, the other one was older people. It felt like, so even like young glider boys, they might be a little bit.
Right,
But where are the glider boys? This is secondary school.
Yeah,
But
I'm
they
talking
wouldn't,
about the energy.
it wouldn't be to the extent that Suns are wicked.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It obviously wouldn't be to, but it would still be more energetic than the first clip. You know what I'm trying to say, Ike? I think.
Yeah, but more energetic.
Panthan is saying that there's no glider kids.
I mean, you're assuming that, but I mean, like I've seen white kids get out of school and they're very calm. They just walking and shit like that. Like there's not like they're not gonna like be running. They're not gonna create a situation where they're running from
Actually,
police.
do you know what? Good example is you can see these white children just standing by the window here. Like you see, and then you see the one calm like sun girl with them, and they're in a different school uniform. It might be a private school, but these ones are in a comprehensive state public school, and they're just little gremlins.
I think I saw a glider, Ike, so it's a diverse crowd. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I have a few more. I'm sorry. I just like.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
The next one is protests. But this goes to S3.
You can see the English flags where.
What is protest is this?
No, just he's interviewing both sides.
Is holding the England flag racist, would you say? In this context, Yes.
Is it because the people that are holding it that makes it racist?
The people who are holding it and what they're shouting, yeah, and they're from the English Defence League, they're supportive of Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson, yeah, that makes it that.
What about some that do come in the balaclavas and, wear that sort of clothing?
Where's your balaclavas here? Look round, I don't see any balaclavas. Go over behind the police lines, you'll see loads of balaclavas and loads of hoodies, because that's what those cowards do. Pan your cameras round here, where's your balaclavas? There isn't any. Put that on TikTok.
That's a far-right gathering. If you turn your camera,
Yes, the
and you can see the English flags waving, and you can hear.
Huh?
No, I'm saying our standard liberal white woman thinks holding the English flag is racist.
Yeah, white women are awful.
I swear to God, I think most white women have a rape fetish or a rape fantasy.
Yeah, probably so.
No,
Probably
to
so.
be honest, I just think they have achieved like full-on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, so they're bored. It's like, let's dismantle what we have because we've achieved it and have had it for years. So let's now,
Right.
we're bored.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
No, but letting in men, mostly men from another country, is like let's just keep it a buck. Like white women, they're white women. Black women are black women. White men. Let's just put it like we're all a person, right? We're all represented by a person, right? So like the white woman is like going to her white man and saying, "Hey, let's let some guys sleep in our den. Let's let some guys, some men from another country sleep in our basement. They're refugees. Their country's being war torn. Let's let them sleep in the basement." And the husband's like, "Okay, cool." And you're like, what does he think is going to happen when he goes to work?
Yeah.
Like if he comes back, right, and the wife's like crying, "One of the guys, he cornered me in the bathroom and took." Like, bitch, a piece of you wanted that shit, bitch.
Or not even corner her. She probably cornered him. But we've seen glider queens' behavior pattern, right? In that they seem to want to help, right?
Men,
they come off as very.
If these were women, wicked. I would love to see if it was, say, 100,000 immigrants, and 98% of them were women. I would love to see what glider women would think about that.
Huh? What are you getting at?
Well, I mean, most of these immigrations, Western country where it's immigration, it's heavily on the male side.
Yeah.
Like Suede. And that could be something subconscious. Women hate women, right? You know that, right? You know women hate women, right? You see that with even the WNBA, you see that women hate women, right?
Yeah.
If 98% of the refugees from another country that were coming in were women, like it's just hordes of women. It's just no men. The men are doing something else in the country, whatever they're fighting or whatever, and all the women are fleeing. And these white women's homeland is now being invaded by hundreds of thousands and millions of women. How would that end it? Because subconsciously, we all know women hate women. We all know that. We all know women are jealous of women. Many of these women from these countries like Iran and the Middle East, these women are beautiful, naturally beautiful. Some of these Latina countries, these women are naturally gorgeous.
The Latinx.
Yeah, these African countries, these women are naturally beautiful. Like just like you know, the average one looks good, even though there's ugly ones in there. But the average one is has features that the average white woman without surgery doesn't possess.
Yeah.
You think they would just be allowing? I think it would be a different thing. If
I think so too. I feel like it would be different.
I just want to make this point. They want to say that, oh, we want to help these people, the refugees, all that other stuff. I'm like, but most of these people went back to their homeland for vacation. Like I saw
a statistic on that on Quora. It's like,
Whilst
okay, how
they're
afraid?
still claiming asylum, they're going back for Eid.
You heard about that, Pantheon?
Yeah, no, we have cases of it in the UK. It's like you're still in the asylum claim queue, and you're going back to the country you're running away from for Eid celebrations. But you're coming here claiming you need asylum.
I heard
That's
about
what
that.
I'm
I don't
saying.
think we
That's
have
what
that
I'm
here,
saying.
but I heard about that in the UK.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they find out that they went back to their home country for, like, okay, you don't get asylum automatically. That's how it should be. Because, like, how afraid are you if you're going back to celebrate? Doesn't
Man,
make sense.
the Sandman are bold with it, huh?
Very bold,
They're
because all they need to claim is Islamophobia, and it's almost like the juice and the AS word. Once they claim that, you can no longer say anything.
But
You know what's so? But you sorry, Wicked. Let me just say this. But you know what's so fucked up in the 2000s? Like they were sending all their men by the tens of thousands to go to Iraq, and now like we fought against these people, and now we're just bringing them in here. Like, you know, it was like, oh, they're terrorists, you know, they're trying to attack us and all that other shit. And now we're just bringing them in here, and now it's illegal to criticize them. That's the most fucked up thing. And how many of those veterans are homeless or all that other shit? I mean, I know in the USA we have a homeless vet problem. I don't know how it is in the UK or any other European
I
country.
wonder.
But
That's a good question.
We have a big one, and they were meant to be being housed, but you do see some of them homeless. And yeah, all these guys came in and have been living it up in hotels. I mean, you're living it up in hotels, good hotels, bed and breakfast, just any kind of hotel in coastal regions, in our literally green and pleasant land, the
Are they
full-on
really?
countryside. In the cities, then they're also getting weekly stipends as well. Then there was the thing the Labour government wanted to do was buy them phone credit, like weekly phone credit, buy them new phones, just buy them
Wow.
everything. It's like, are these people gods? Like, what is the welcoming that is happening for this particular group of people that has never happened for
You know,
any
we were
other
doing
group?
that before Trump got elected with the
Pardon me?
Venezuelans.
Yeah, but it's just insane. Oh, we lost Ag.
do you guys have like a Trump-like figure or an equivalent to Trump in England,
Well,
like Nigel Farage? Or, I don't
so
think they're
Nigel
running.
Farage, because he's now gone into reform as an actual political party, and he's in government as an MP, and he has a few other MPs, but he has been generating a lot of support. Like, a lot of people are reformed now. Then just culturally, there's Tommy Robinson, but again, he is locked up in prison, currently trying to appeal, because they're just getting him on all these. I think it was contempt of the law. They managed to get him in prison for contempt of the law. There was some
Well, he's not a
weird reason.
political figure. He's more of an influencer.
That's what I'm saying, like, culturally. But he's also the one who has been doing all these Britain First protests. He's the one who's been organizing them, which that last clip was just an example of. So he is the one who's been bringing those back to the forefront to tell people, actually, no, let's go out and protest for Britain. Let's go out for St. George's Day. I'll give you a quick. I'll give
But
you
is he
just
going
a
to
quick
become
example.
like a president kind of deal, or
No. He's more social. He's more social, cultural. But I'll just give you an example with our saints. So obviously, everyone, American and English, will know St. Patrick's. That's obviously the Irish saint. And you can see that there's no issue with Irish people celebrating St. Patrick's Day. The Welsh have St. David. They kind of celebrate it. There's not as St. Patrick's is the biggest one. The English obviously have St. George's Day. You hear nothing. And St. George's Day is 23rd of April, so it's literally next week. But you tend to hear nothing because we're not allowed. It's almost like, as we've seen, we're not allowed to hold our flags. We're not allowed to do Happy St. George's Day. If we do it, then we're considered xenophobic. If we celebrate St. George's Day. But it's like, no, the Irish get St. Patrick's Day across the globe. Everyone is drinking beer, wearing everything green. If we want to wear white and red on the 23rd of April to celebrate St. George's Day, we are xenophobic. We hate immigrants. We hate everyone else. So it's just one of the things that is in there, which kind of demeans British culture. But we have our mayor right now, so he has said nothing for Lent. He said nothing for Lent in a Christian country, but he's been posting videos, happy Eid, happy Eid, happy Eid. He's a demon. He's an actual demon.
Hey, what's up, new guy?
So, I just got here, but what's going on exactly?
Same shit as always, nothing new.
For UK, what's going on?
Yeah, no, I was just talking because I was showing the guys some videos from Instagram, and I was just, well, my last point was just about the saints. That's St. George's Day. Actually, you can listen to this guy.
You know what? They should bring out the old BNP, the British.
That's different to the modern that we're having. Not only was the number smaller, the people that were actually coming in that generation, in those waves of immigration, were people who had a tied history to us. So people from the former colonies or the former empire as a whole. The amount of differences now with there's no anchor. Whereas like maybe the people who have been here for three, 4 generations, Indians, Africans, people from the Caribbean, these people can find some sort of allegiance with us. There is a unity. Whereas now people kind of come over, they see the flag as just like this emblem of evil. So we're letting people in who have never seen us in a good light, who have never been part of that wider family. I think the idea of multiculturalism worked, but it's been taken beyond the point of where there can be a unifying focal.
When did it work, white man?
This guy doesn't understand. It's like either you're a white nationalist country where the natives are the hegemonic majority that run it, or they're not. It's that simple. You don't need Indians or Africans. It doesn't matter when they came, their allegiances. Even in his own words, he's saying like they had somewhat an allegiance. So even himself, he's admitting that it's just not the same as a native white person.
Well, I mean, multiculturalism works only if they have only small amounts of other cultures. Like let's say
if something is bad, then it's still bad. Even small
a little bad. Yeah, it's like this. All right.
Well, I mean, if they get their best and brightest and only have very small amounts of them.
No,
like
that.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example, bro. Like, all right. Let's just say, right. I take a habanero pepper. You know what habanero pepper is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Say I just I cut it open. You see the seeds, right?
Yep.
Say I just take one of the seeds and drop it in your coffee, right? And stir it up, right?
It's gonna burn like hell.
Right, but it'll burn. No, it will, but but it won't burn as bad as if I took all the seeds and scraped them and put them in your macchiato, right? But like, why even if it doesn't matter? Like that one seed is still a habanero seed.
Yeah, it still activates your sensory systems and causes a burning effect, and that's what you.
Yeah, it still has like oleosin and capsicum.
Well,
yeah.
Like, let me just be more frank. Like, let me just take a turd, right? And I slice a little piece off of the turd and put it in and put it in your fucking mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I didn't put the whole turd on your plate, but it's still like it doesn't matter. Like that small group community will codify and create what used to be called a ghetto, but will create a enclave. And that enclave will be a foreign to you. And that enclave will have the mores and the values of them. And then that enclave will want to grow because it's just natural. They'll have babies. They'll have more babies because in their country, you don't get a check for having a baby.
I get what you're saying. It's going to be like a cancer that will spread. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Even if it's not a cancer, look at some immigrant groups in the United States, for example, or in Canada. Chinese, Koreans, Japanese are the best example of groups that are not like overtly hostile and antagonistic towards the West or white people at large, right? They just basically want to come and make money and get educated for the most part, right? But even that is problematic because what comes attached with that is you're inviting people who don't care about white people the same way they care about themselves. And you just can't build a country with that as the bedrock. It's just that simple.
Yeah, the Asians are very ethnocentric. Yeah, you're right. I get you.
All groups are ethnocentric. Like, let's put it this way. If there's a button in front of me and I have to press it, and one button is to save all the white people, and one button is to save all the quote unquote Americans, obviously I'm going to hit the white button, right? Because I care more about white people, and those are the people that matter to me. So
I think one group wouldn't press their button. I know black women would press the black button. They would smash it before you even finish the question.
Right.
But white women, I think you would have a large portion of them that would smash the other button.
I doubt it. That's just shit you'll see on, like, if you ask them a question, of course they'll answer that way. But let's be honest, if we're all alone and we're not being recorded and we're just doing our thing, the vast majority of people of all groups care more about their group. It's only normal. And so so multiculturalism is the complete opposite of that. And why are we surprised when we see these riots and unrest in countries that engage in these immigration policies? It's only natural.
Yeah, but to the guy's point, and again, even being British American, like, yes, it's white immigrants who set it up, but your system is completely different. So I would say that the guy is right, that like you really have to, and I get you guys' point because we've had our long discussion on it before, but I cannot explain how, and obviously I wasn't born then, but how different the UK was in the early 20th century and that period of the 50s to the 70s, because the import of the colonial, which became the Commonwealth regions, into the UK, as he did say, those people have had British rule and British systems and government systems for decades at that point, and they were fully on like queen and country.
No, that Viking looking dude, he is correct, but I'm just pointing out it's just less bad than compared to now. But it was still bad.
No, it's less bad. And what he said, pardon me?
It was still unacceptable and a recipe for disaster. Like
so what I was saying is that I think there's a delay on one of us.
And also, like Pantheon, you have to think about it for a moment. Like, these types of things are, slippery slopes or stepwise functions. Obviously, they're going to start by importing people in the 50s that are, from former colonies and the most educated and most quote unquote loyal Indians and Africans. But
then you should have stopped.
Well, you shouldn't have started in the first place. But let's say you do that, and then at least if you stopped, that would be somewhat functional. But that tends to be not how these things work. They're slippery slopes. They just continue and keep going on until you get pure chaos, it appears.
Let's see what this guy's saying.
And in third world countries, anything that is not under maintenance is because, we don't care.
No, you care. It's not in the concept. Travel the 54 countries in Africa and ask each person in every country, what is wrong with your country? Leadership. All of you say the same word. So let me ask you, since 1960, the country has been picking the wrong leader every 4 years. Not a single railway built by the British is in Nigeria today, but the one they built in their country that same year, it's still running. Not a single railway built in Ghana in 1960 is still there today. What do you know in that country that has been properly maintained by the people every day and it works perfectly?
Nothing, because you don't maintain
it.
It's
hard for people to maintain things when they're not gaining a lot.
No, it's hard for people to maintain things when they don't have the concept of maintenance in their culture. What is the one word in Igbo for maintenance?
Maintenance is there's no direct English word for that. It doesn't translate directly to maintenance.
That's correct. How about you?
It
They don't have
translate.
That's correct.
But it translates to like take care of.
No, that is not maintenance. What is the one word for repair in Igbo?
Imezi.
Exactly. What is the one word for repair in You see, I'm driving you to somewhere. What is the one word for democracy in Igbo language? You don't. How about you? You don't. You're trying to practice something that is not in the concept of the language. There is no African country, and I've done it through Kenya, I've done it all, that has an equivalent of the word maintenance.
Well, in order to maintain something, you have to have it first. Correct?
No, if I leave it for you, you can maintain it. The British left a lot of things in this country when they left. They established the hospitals, they established the fire station, the post offices, the railway lines, the roads they built before they left. You are not able to maintain it because you don't have that concept. Because your environment, the tropical environment of Africa, the way you build your houses, the material you use, you don't require maintenance. Every country that is called industrialized countries, today, one of the things you know about them is maintenance of what they have. That's why we have buildings here that are about 250 years old, 300 years old in this country. There are buildings in other of Europe that are 700 years ago. The Notre Dame that burned in France was a 13th century building. Do you know what kept it that long till today? Maintenance is a culture.
And then the last one I have is.
But as he was asking that African chick, and he's like, do you have a word for it? She's like, no. Well, she said, yeah, we do have a word. But it's like, no, that doesn't translate. Like, they don't even have the concept of it in their minds. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. And then the last video, Ak, is just my last link.
I'm not really understanding the point, though, because they're speaking English. So they know what the words mean in English, yet that's not changing the fact that they can't perform maintenance. So, like, what are we even talking about here?
Because the concept is not innate to them.
Yeah, it's not innate to their own. They created their own language. They didn't create English.
No, but these guys are trying to pretend, though, that this is a quote-unquote cultural problem. Well, no, because you have the English substitutes for those words and thoughts and ideas, so you should be able to maintain stuff. But the reason why they can't maintain is because of DNA, not because of the whole culture bullshit.
Yeah, and DNA made their language.
Yeah, but it seems like they're pretending that this culture is what is holding them back for some reason, like it's in the ether or the air, and that's why they, they can't maintain things.
It's like he said, like it's like Ak is saying the whole time, like the frontal lobe is not very developed, and the frontal lobe is where that maintenance comes from. Foresight, you know what I mean? Abstract thinking about something that didn't happen yet. It's like it doesn't exist in their thinking.
This guy's basically making a culture argument, but it's a bad argument because they have English, so they understand what the words mean in English. So why can't they then therefore perform maintenance?
Countries. So if I tell you, Ghanaian Africans, your people are underdeveloped, Ghanaians are underdeveloped, will you accept it? How about you?
No.
And how can a place, there's no place, you can't have a country without people. So how did you call the country itself underdeveloped, yet claim that the people who live in it are developed?
It's because of the infrastructure.
No, but what I'm saying is, if the people were developed, shouldn't they build what they're supposed to build?
But it's the resources as well, the lack of resources.
What resources do you lack? See, the comparison is when
white people,
you began to know
white people are the resource.
That your country, the 4-pillar foundation required in any developed industrialized country, no black country has it. Those are, you know what is WASP? W-A-S-P, white, the race, Anglo-Saxon, the ethnicity, Protestants, the religion, and their history.
So is it when they came to colonize our continent and then
no, that is a 4-pillar foundation. Japanese, the language, the ethnicity, they're Japanese, the history, they are Meiji,
and their religion.
Their religion. English are Anglicans, they're WASP. They are formerly a Germanic tribe that occupy what we call now the UK or the English land, England. China, you see it, even though you have pockets of different tribes, they all speak Mandarin, they're all from the Ming Dynasty, they all share the same religion and the same history. Let me ask you, who is a Nigerian?
I would say someone who's born there, or someone who's parents are from there or raised there.
So what is Nigerian culture?
It varies because in Nigeria...
So the answer is there's no such thing. What do Nigerians speak?
Multiple languages.
There's no such thing. What is the sense of value of Nigeria as a culture? There's no such thing. What is the history of Nigeria? There is no such thing unless you start from 1960 when we gained independence.
So are you saying like it's the people's fault that we're not like developing even?
Let me ask you. The 63.
She said, so are you saying it's the people's fault that we're not like developing? Wow. She said that with a straight face. That's
That sounds pretty
crazy.
basic. Let's let him
black
keep talking.
countries in the world. Do you know any black country where the people who live in it founded it? By founding, I mean a group of people, like the Yoruba kingdom, moving around and came upon a land that is fertile, has what they want, and they settled there. Even if they have to kill the indigenous and steal their women, they did, and they made it into a republic. Is there such a thing on earth? A place, a country, where the blacks who live in it were the ones who founded it. No black country on earth will become industrialized. Impossible. You said resources. People keep complaining and telling you that the reason African countries can develop is because white people stole their resources. It's a lie. There are 4 resources nobody can steal. When I say that no black country would...
Man, any final thoughts?
Going off of what he said, like he said, like all the African countries or something like that are artificially created. Like they blame the tribal warfare on whites because they drew these borders and they put all these ethnic groups that didn't belong together. But then they want to preach for multiculturalism in white homelands. It doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Not necessarily. Like I still think I just my last point is just going back to what that guy said. There's a big difference between the colonial immigrants that came, which should have been managed and should have stopped at one point. Like, okay, 50,000 of you have come in, 100,000, that's it. Because they would have assimilated like a lot of there are lots of Asian and white mixes in the UK who have become like fully white just through generations. That should have stopped. It's once they kept going, then opening it up to people, Muslims and everyone else who has zero connection to the UK. That's where we lost.
Well,
right, I'll find more videos because as I said, I like finding videos to show you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Great show. Same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Subscribe.
Salute.